I was getting like really lanky humanoid robot, so I said large, bulky robot, and it made him the size of a fucking mech.
Good lord.
Oh, jeez. All right,
Like that
fair
could.
warning. I clicked the go live button. I'm double checking right now to make sure I didn't fuck it up. I did not fuck it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoa,
Woohoo!
can chat hear us?
Yes. How do I stop that?
Mute the audio in the mixer.
There you go. Oh, they can still Did that do it? Oh. Can they hear us? Oh, no, we're muted. Now we're unmuted.
Oh, no, it's over.
No!
Oh my gosh, look at this new layout!
I know! Fucking welcome to Dark Energy Season 3! This is a kind of mini-series that I like to run of modern fantasy D&D tabletop game. I am your DM, Dadley, over at Anipod. I don't know how to do introductions. I normally let Donald and Dippy do it.
You're doing great.
These are the lovely players for Season 3. If you guys want to say hi, players.
Hi, players.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll do a show that doesn't do this bit.
Never. Hey, the Dapperdees doesn't do
Never.
This bit.
No, the Dapperdees.
There's 3 of us.
Yes. Say hi, Dapperdees.
That has to be the next Only Show joke.
So, yes, this is Modern Fantasy D&D. This is Season 3. You don't have to have seen Season 1 and 2 to understand anything that's happened. There might be some sprinkled Easter eggs if you want to go back and check it out. But it's better if you do. You also might see some recurring characters, not just from Dark Energy, but also maybe another Anipod show from long-ish ago. I think. I don't remember when it ended, I'll be honest.
It's been over a year.
It's been over from ye old days.
Yes.
Yeah.
But before we get into the show, we do have some shout-outs like Tabletop Audio. This creepy ambience that you're hearing right now is from Tabletop Audio. It is a completely free music platform. All they do is ask for a shout-out. Here you go, Tabletop Audio. They have a bunch of different looping soundtracks and sound pads you can use in your tabletop games, as well as a... Jesus fucking Christ, my cough. As well as a Patreon that is not needed, but absolutely comes in helpful if you're willing to go that extra mile for longer versions of all the music.
And early tracks.
In early tracks, yes.
You get early tracks, yes.
They also, we don't shout it out very often, they make dope merch. If you go through their t-shirt section, it is some sick merch. We're also an Anipod channel. We have other stuff that Dippy has written a life spiel about.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So, stick around to the end for the upcoming schedule. But now that we're here, hold up the spiel. Where is it? There it is. Give us a follow if you like what you see. Give us a subscription if you're generous. A Prime subscription gives us the money and you the ad-free experience at no cost to you if you have an Amazon Prime account. Give us a subscription on the YouTube channel to keep up with the VODs of all of our shows, past, present, and future, including this one. What happened?
I moved the window.
Oh, okay.
Dare you?
What happened?
Oh, dare you.
Anyway, past, present, and keep up with all of the VODs of all of our shows, past, present, and future, including this one. All of the episodes of this will be posted on the YouTube when it has completed. Follow the link tree in the description to see all of our other fun stuff, like the Instagram to see updates when we go live, clips edited by Brett, and memes made by Dono. The merch store has all kinds of new updated merch for you to choose from. I really personally like the new logo stuff, and like the sticker is so simple, it's so like nice. And I'm not saying that because I designed it.
You've never once tooted your own horn. What are you talking about? Come on.
Talking about, sir.
Anyway, check out the merch store to have a small piece of the channel with you, and the fan Discord server, constantly updating, constantly being worked on, and you can chat with us and all of your other fellow Anipod fans.
Yes.
There's updates coming soon.
Yes.
So you were on the Discord.
There might be some group activities that involve reading coming to the Discord near you.
Yes.
Wow. Oh yeah. Yeah. Also,
that's right. We can read, Dippy.
18 hours ago, we got a follow from Opaque Relic. Would that have been the time that we were doing the Dapperdees? That would have been slightly after the Dapperdees.
That would be slightly after. Yeah.
So Opaque Relic, if you're here, welcome.
Thank you.
As always, we appreciate anything you do to support the channel and support what we do here, but do what you can, not what you feel like you have to. Your monetary well-being and responsibilities are more important than our entertainment of those monetary responsibilities and well-being. There are plenty of things that you can do that don't take money out of your pocket that help us immensely, like following and subscribing on Twitch and YouTube respectfully are completely free, and you get all of the content for free. You can interact in the chat and in the comments to increase analytics, and that's also really helpful for us. You can leave likes and other things on various social media platforms to get more eyes on our content, on more eyes in the algorithm. And the best thing you can do is just share the stream with your friends and family because, excuse me. The best thing you can do is share the stream with your friends and family because that's what gets the most eyes on our content anyway. Excuse me.
You okay?
So, yeah, I don't know why. I've been building up gas. So, thank you so much for watching and supporting what we do. And with that, Dadley.
Yes.
A new adventure?
So we're going to start this in the city of Hollowport. In this modern magic world, Hollowport, even though magic is everywhere, is one of these strangely magical places. It's like saying, like, yes, there are sorcerers and wizards and warlocks and druids everywhere you look around the world. This place feels magical. The buildings radiate magic. The streets hum. Hollowport is different than other places, and nobody really understands why. But it has led to, it is a very bustling city, it is a very big city. A lot of guilds have set up their headquarters here. A lot of colleges have decided to resign here. Hollowport is the place that people like to be. It is known for festivals and events. It's also known to be the resting spot of many millionaires, and just, it is the place of places. And we are bustling through the city throughout this whole campaign, but we have to start somewhere. And normally I say let's roll to introduce characters and whatnot, but I would love to start this in maybe a character's home or apartment. I imagine apartment, but they can correct me if I'm wrong.
It's an apartment.
It's an apartment. I love that you knew exactly who I was going for.
It's an apartment above a warehouse.
If you can take us in to Astra's apartment and introduce Astra for everybody.
Yeah, so from the outside, this building looks like a brick warehouse, generally filled with what you would normally assume, shipping containers and whatnot. As you take a lovely freight elevator up, you arrive into this very lavish, posh apartment that's filled to the brim with fine art of varying sizes and value, and with some well-known artists from the area. There's currently a mantelpiece with a broadsword and a rapier mounted currently above it from their last adventure, as there's a kitchen with a dining room table that's currently spread across with all this paper and information filled with some arcane symbols and drawings and depictions of artifacts. As they turn and go, Jasper, where was that letter that I got the other day? I know Procyon sent it over, and...
Oh, I just pinned it on the fridge. I hope that's okay. The table was really cluttered, and I needed room.
Nick's moved it again.
No, not Nick. Yeah.
What is it with me getting letters?
I don't know.
Honestly,
I don't know. You get a lot of them. If anyone hasn't watched the past season before, if you could describe Astra's appearance as well, if you don't mind, really quick.
So, as they bend over to read this letter again, they are currently dressed in dark jeans with black high tops, a gray crop top over with a large bomber jacket over it. They've got kind of like this messy pixie bob thing kind of going, with dark hair and purple highlights. Their eyes are completely black with gold irises. They've got a pretty athletic build given their nature of work, having to climb various things and run from people. It's totally legal, I promise. Yeah, and I mean they're about 5'5", so.
I love that. And as you bend down to read this letter, we are going to pan over. I don't like it in in audio formats when people use camera direction like pan. It's such a habit I want to break. And I will say, now that we've gotten the world introduced a little bit more, does anyone want to go next? Or do you want me to throw in people at the spot? Brett, you raised your hand.
Yeah. Boston is probably sitting outside the bar that he lives under, working on his motorcycle, trying to make sure it's all tuned up. The last bit of his work did not end up too well, and he has to get it repaired. And he knows his mail carrier. He doesn't, like, they're not, like, buddy-buddy, but, like, he's giving them a drink on occasion or whatever, but, like, they come up to him and just hand him this pile of envelopes and postcards and things. Boston is 5'7", about maybe 215 pounds. The size of head is shaven. He has a tattoo of a barcode on the side of his head. Hair is kind of swooshed to the side, covered in. He's dirty. He's cleaning his bike. Like it's a mess. And on top of all these envelopes and letters is a postcard from a vacation city. You can decide whatever name that might be, Dudley. But it's says, "Hey Boston, wish you were here, Nash." That's all it is. And it has a photo of his partner in crime, the person that helps him run this little detective slash bounty hunter shop that they run. He's on vacation, and he's just good for him, you know. The guy's finally out of prison, and now he's just getting some time to himself.
I love that. So one of the letters that you would be getting handed, definitely, like, it is kind of yellowish worn, and you see the governmental seal of the MIA, Magic in America, on it.
He flips it over and, taking a knife out, uses it as a letter opener and opens it up. Just annoyed.
Yeah.
He just got magic. He doesn't want anything to do with this.
And we will read that letter when everybody else gets it. Nat, you look ready to go. Were you not? Do you need a second?
Apologies, I was finishing up, like, character stuff for level 10.
Do you want me to go to somebody else? It's alright.
I just finished,
Okay.
but also I will preface this by saying, if you watched the last series of Dark Energy, you would know that Nat, for a large portion of it, used a voice changer. I am going to tweak that a little by starting Nat's story with a voice changer to showcase the changes that have happened to his voice, and then turning it off.
Yes.
In Glorious Bastard style. So I will still act as Nat, but there won't be a constant voice changer type thing going on over it. So, with that being said,
Nat is normally just kind of puttering around doing initial daily protocols at this time. He has since risen through a little bit of ranking in the facility that he works for, at the station that he works for, and is now called upon as an investigator for more taxing and physically demanding environments. Because, of course, he can serve that purpose very well, being a robot. Nat would find this letter in his, like, postal box, which, like, there's a post office at the station where people kind of get their letters and mail, because they kind of live here, they kind of, like, all interact here. Like, they're not a private militia. They are very specifically like, I wouldn't say the police force, but they are a police force. They have investigators and, like, that kind of thing. And Nat would find this letter in his box. Jay, his bird companion, would peck at it a little bit before he kind of opens it up in his private room and would begin.
Nat is an android. He's a warforged who was saved by an undead forest nymph, for lack of a better way to put it. They're basically a patron of fungus and rot, and because he was stuck in a sewer for a very long time, and eventually he was found again, and this spirit basically said, "Hey, do you want to be free?" Even though anybody could have come down here and freed him, this is the only person who did, and he accepted it, becoming and patroned to Rot, R-O-T-T, the champion of Sylvanas, dedicated to decay and fungus and decomposition. As such, he is about, I think last time I said he was like 6'9". Mm-hmm. Since then, he has been increased in height with the addition of new parts and upgrades. He is now 7 feet tall. And all across his body is a mishmash of his original panels, which are kind of like a silvery metallic, but covered in rust and fungus and moss. There were even a couple of mushrooms growing off of the last couple of panels. Some of them still do. But now, a patchwork of clean white panels indicating his affiliation with this police force kind of cover his body in places where they had spares. He has a kind of an orb head now, whereas before it was kind of like a helmet head. It is now a spherical head with a singular green lens in the center, and he has a little bird companion, a blue jay named Jay. He is so fun. I love Nat so much. I'm happy to be playing him again.
And for Nat, I'm going to throw a little curveball at you.
Sure.
You are one of the few warlocks that is owed a favor by their patron. Like I said, we're not going to be relating a lot to the last season. You did, however, without being commissioned and unknowingly to your patron, free his brother, or their brother, I should say. So Nat is sitting on a favor from their patron, just as a hanging information for you.
Absolutely.
Bright or Emily? Any takers? Who wants to go?
I'll go.
I'll do it.
All right.
Oh.
One of you simply has to.
All right, I heard Emily first, so go for it.
All right. So Flora, she'll be in her house, and her house is as closest to nature as she can get. She has all the plants from the one mansion just sitting and thriving in her house.
The ferns!
She still speaks to them daily.
We are the ferns!
But she's very, like, naturey. I don't think what else. She still prefers the plants.
Yes. Okay. I will ask you this. When you mean close to nature, do you want ocean or forest?
Forest.
Forest. Okay. So, there is a map. I will post it somewhere on the Instagram later. The bottom left corner of the map is all like forest and farmland and whatnot that hasn't been evacuated yet. Like, it hasn't. Nobody's come to claim this land. So that would be
Left corner
bottom left
of the map.
Yes.
So it's like a city park kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. We're like state forest, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say full transparency for the players that can see the map and then the viewers later on that will be able to. It is New Haven, Connecticut. It is. I love New Haven. I borrowed some of the roads from New Haven. And Sandra, Bright, you are last.
So my character's name is Sandra. She is, looks human, has short brown hair with like some kind of wispy bangs, that kind of frame her face really well. She is currently, actually, okay. What time of day is it, or is that dependent on, because like this is just like us introing?
It's just intro. It's you. By all means, whatever feels natural for you.
And then also, what season is it, if you have one?
Ooh, this is like right. This is like it's just starting to get cold. Summer's slowly moving into fall.
Okay, cool. So she is wearing some like high-waisted brown like business pants with some heels, and then has a kind of maroon red sleeveless turtleneck that she's wearing, and she's just walked into her house that is kind of Central City, like, not gonna lie, kind of probably a penthouse suite that she's got. And she goes in, and on her little letter tray, she would find this letter. So she's taking off her heels and setting her keys down and seeing this letter and going, this should be interesting.
Yes, and the letter that all of our players have gotten reads as such. Sensitive nature. Greetings.
We can hear you.
Due to your past experiences with natures of the arcane, we will require your participation in our latest investigation. The details will be held confidential until meeting in person. You will be heavily compensated for your service to the MIA, the Magic in America. While working with us, you will also have full use of the MIA armory and resources. We will meet at 11 p.m. at the MIA headquarters. This invitation shall be your pass in. Director of Occult Behavior, Agent Duster Raz. All of you... Yes, all of you would know... like the political structure of the MIA. It's very open. It's like electoral and whatnot. None of you have heard of Duster Raz. None of you have heard of this branch of the government in the slightest. Which, like, for some of you, might not be weird. Maybe you don't keep up with politics. Some of you, like Nat, you might be like, that's fucking weird that I don't know who this is.
Nat looks at the letter very intently, and to no one in particular, he claims out loud, there are several spelling mistakes in this letter. He also then claims to one of his fellow district buddies. Chadrick, have you ever heard of this agency before? And very robotically hands the letter over to Chadrick.
He looks at it. He's like, this is just a blank piece of paper, bud. Are you like, I know it's like April Fool's Day, but like, it's not in game apparently. I just said the season, but oh well.
Your world, your universe. It could be April Fool's.
Yeah.
It can be fall in April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I turn it around and look at the letter again.
Yeah, you see letters perfectly fine. It's the MIA. They have magic. It's labeled as sensitive nature. Good bet that maybe other people couldn't read this letter.
And I just kind of like, he takes his articulated fingers and he kind of just like folds it back up, like into perfect letter fold, and then says, allow me to rephrase. Have you ever heard of the MIA?
The MIA, yeah, we know about the MIA. Like, it's run by the rat guy, and you know, the election's coming up. Are you voting? It's good to vote. There's a reason we can do that. Like,
I would not want to tamper an election with machine tampering. And then you, what?
And you hear audibly emanate from Nat's like body and core a very crunchy like rim shot sound effect that he found on like GooTube, and it's just like really like low quality, and his audio speakers are not exactly the best outside of his voice modulator.
Yes.
It's just a really crunchy like rim shot sound effect, and he would then proceed.
Ha ha ha.
All right, but yeah,
This
no.
is-
Just tells me
joke.
that he purposefully downloaded MP3s
Yes.
of these audio clips, and that just makes it even better to me personally.
Precisely.
Yeah, I know the MIA though. Yeah.
Interesting. I am not familiar with the author of this letter.
Who?
Agent Duster Raz.
Nothing. No idea. I know, like we know, like, education is run by that, I don't know, that vampire-looking guy. We know, yeah, the president is the guy that turns into a mouse if you get him too pissed off. I don't know. I guess we don't know every agency. Maybe we wouldn't.
Interesting. I will have to look into this further before I arrive. I have been invited, summoned even.
That's cool.
Will you take care of my extemporaneous paperwork while I'm gone?
Yeah, no, it's fine. You got other shit you're doing. It's fine.
I appreciate that, Chadrick. That is why you are my friend.
Cool.
And he will...
Subsequently, turn around and continue ambulating about his business, looking through police records of looking for an Agent Duster Raz.
Alright, so I will specify because maybe I wasn't clear. Everyone knows the MIA. The Agency of Occult Behavior is what nobody knows.
Oh, the Agency of Occult Behavior is
Yes.
is the unknown one. Okay,
Yes.
sorry.
It's that one agency of the MIA.
Right.
Yes.
With
Oh.
any ties to the Church of Lathander that Boston does have, would I have heard of anything similar to this, or any sort of witch hunts that might be due through something that's occult-like?
Ooh. No. I will say, Nat also this is true for. Honestly, everybody this would be true for if you sit and, like, try to investigate for a couple minutes. You wouldn't be surprised if this is just a new agency. This is just a new branch that has been made and, like, you know, hasn't had a whole lot of activity.
So X-Files style.
There you go.
Like, in the basement,
X-Files.
2 desks.
Yeah. Yes. That's funny. I was more going with Criminal Mind, like OG Criminal Minds. But yes, you're right. Yeah.
You're right.
Meanwhile, we cut to Astra, currently staring down at her phone. Procyon.
Mm-hmm.
Her handler.
Yes.
She's on the phone with him. Can you explain to me why I have a letter from a government agency currently sitting in my house?
Okay, so I'm, like, really good at screening everything that goes through. They have a mail person that just... They bypass me every time. I don't get it. Like, they're the ones that sent you, like, the thank you cards and whatnot. I tried to stop it. I know you're like, you don't want the government to know where you are. They got someone. They got, I don't know, this, like, little air genasi that I don't fucking understand how he does it.
Alright, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Due to our last interactions with Love Things, did you do that research on occult things like I asked you to?
Yeah, there's definitely, like Hollowport's known for cults. We kind of, like, we get a cult a year. It happens. This one seems to be gaining traction. There's a new one. It's called Path of the Ascension. It seems like they're actually making waves more than, you know, just some guy screaming on a sidewalk.
Oh, goody. So, you do realize I have to go now because they know where I am, and...
I don't know what to tell you. I'm normally really good at this. They got through. I mean, what's the worst that happened? You know, you make a couple bucks. Maybe you're like, you know, you save the day again.
At this rate, they're not going to be able to afford my compensation.
They're the government. They have it.
I realize All right, just be on standby. Increase security. I do have Jasper here. Nick might come by.
Don't
I don't want to catch the three of you having drinks again.
look. Nick's really fun. Okay, like I love that guy.
Whatever. Goodbye. Click.
Yes. Click. And the second you hear, like, you hang up the phone, you do hear, like, a security system start to arm itself in your apartment. Like, they have hooked you up nicely. Like,
Yes.
so I guess my question is, so you get this letter, and you know, tonight, 11 o'clock, I'm meeting at the MIA headquarters. Everyone knows where it is. Giant building in the town of Hollowport. If you're looking at stream layout, it is the only building in color.
A big building.
It's a big-ass
Yeah, it's
building.
building.
Is there anything people are doing the day of before getting to the MIA?
I don't believe so. No, I don't think there's really anything that Nat would. I don't really think there's anything that Nat would be super keen on.
Nothing that's not our routine.
Yeah.
Okay. No. All right.
Very much like the beginning of last season. Astra's casing the joint.
You are
She has
casing.
she has set Jasper and Nick up with a very nice gal pal evening as she goes and goes to case the joint and look for weird shit.
You are casing the MIA headquarters. It is not
Yes, I am.
the first time you have done this. You know the main entrances and exits. You even know a couple of, like, the secret tunnels that lead to parking garages to get high-end clients and, like, political figures in and out safely. You know it pretty well. So I'm going to say, give me investigation with advantage to see if you notice anything that normally isn't a part of the MIA. To see if there's something different this time around.
I guess in a similar vein, Boston would go out all to the dark web forums. He would be as a potential hitman and see if he can find any information about this group. Just a flat, like, no username, like, send his IP wherever it is and say, hey, any information about this French government that deals with the occult?
That would be a 22, sir.
A 22. What would a blog post check be?
Investigation?
I would say-
Investigation.
I would say, all right, you also give me an investigation roll. You can also do it with advantage, because you are absolutely tying it in with your character. 22. The only thing different about any other dime you have staked out the MIA is that you notice that, like, the parking garages are packed. There are way more cars here for this late at night than there normally should be.
Natural 20 for 26.
Natural 20. There have been suspiciously, like, no high-end hits when that you still have, like jealous exes and stuff like that. But, like, no suspicious hits. You are getting people so desperate to find lost people that they're posting, did somebody put a hit on this person? And you see a couple posts like that. You see like somebody saying Izzle Brightwater. They were 25, human, 5 foot, slender, short golden hair, fair skin, and soft green eyes. They had a knack for manipulating water. I haven't seen them in days. I know they liked to ruffle feathers, but I can't find them anymore. Elira Windstriker, 28 Aarakocra, 5'6", athletic, light blue feathers, sharp talons, and amber eyes. Like to fly high in the sky, known for being a nuisance. Do you think my bird got shot down? You're seeing posts similar to this, of people desperately looking for lost ones.
I'll make a case file. And how far back do these missing persons?
Only the last, 3 months.
Okay. Is it, a few, under a dozen, or is it closer to, 30?
How long are you researching?
At least 2 hours.
2 hours? You find 2 dozen. There's a lot.
Okay. No distinct patterns.
All of them are known for having like magic. I've said is common. They're known for like having a knack. They're all known, and this is something I described with Nick last time in pre-session. They're all known for like not really being a wizard. I can command magic, but like, you know, I can do some water tricks, or like I can manipulate metal in these ways, and they're known for minor magics, like having a knack. Which I will say isn't fairly uncommon in this world, but at the same time, that is the big thing that like everything else is all over in gender and age and height and race and looks. So,
all right.
May I amend? Or sorry, I don't know if you're done, Brett.
I'll make a case file, put it on a flash drive, or like he'll have it on his person when he's going to this meeting.
Yeah, because what I was gonna say is, Sandra would probably walk. Oh my god!
Ooh.
Sorry, that is
Walking.
my AP
Oh
alarm. But she would probably like take her time and walk to like downtown, just kind of peruse, see what's going on. Because the vibe I get is the people of DC typically know when the government is doing like overnight stays and like working really hard when the pizza joints are like fully booked.
Ooh.
Yes.
And so that's what she's kind of looking around. She's checking to see which takeout places are, you know, getting, you know, super busy and they're like closing because they're getting so many like delivery orders and things like that. She's kind of casing out to see like which bars like typically have agents and would be, which are less full than they should be. And she's going to go there. She's going to go to like a relatively empty bar. And kind of just sit at a stool and just listen while ordering like a dry martini or something.
I love that I apparently just have a party of detectives. This is awesome.
The last series of this was literally called D20 Detectives.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to bring in 2 more detectives. I'm gonna be honest.
Fair.
To be fair, she's not really a detective. She's just knows that these things kind of coincide with each other.
Stealthy.
So Astra's gonna break in.
You're going to break into the MIA.
Yes, I am.
Casually.
Casually.
Okay, I don't know if this is something that's like gonna be super difficult or not because you've done it before. There's a main entrance. You could walk in. It's a public building.
Yeah.
So like.
Oh yeah.
Public building.
She knows, but she wants to like get in before they know that she's there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So in that case, just a little bit. I can roll for this if you want me to, but I am wearing the glamour studded leather armor.
Yes.
So I'm going to assume I've watched this place enough that I know what the various uniforms are.
Yes.
And she wants to transform her uniform, her armor into like a mid-rank grunt, essentially.
Yeah.
That she's seen come in and out of this place. Who, if she walks with purpose, people aren't going to question her.
Absolutely. Yes. You can walk right in. You are. Actually, sorry. Let's go back to Bright first. What was going on with Bright, and then we'll go back to this. Bright, you have perched yourself. So you're saying at a bar known for having agents.
Yes.
You hear a lot of just work talk going on, numbers, paperwork, this and that. I will say, it is almost the lack of what you don't hear that is more suspicious. Of like, you hear the talk of new departments popping up like crazy. That, do we really need a department for contract negotiation? Like, I understand that we have to be talking to these people and sometimes deals need to be made, but like a whole department for it. Hear somebody else chime in and be like, departments are kind of nonsense nowadays. Like, a department could be one guy. Like, one guy could just be a department. They're kind of being loose with the rules at this point. It is more of just a way to give funding so somebody can get the job done. And they're talking about new departments, and you don't hear anything of Department of Occult Activity.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes. I will say as well, because you were scoping out for like pizza places being busy and stuff like that. You would see, like, sushi is being highly delivered. A lot of, like, Chinese places are doing drop-off. Like, Chinese takeout.
I want Chinese. How dare you?
I love sushi. Stealthy, you're able to waltz it right into the MIA. Nobody gives you a second bat or anything like that. I will say, if you want to access any of the non-public areas, you were told your letter is your pass in. So that might be able to get you in somewhere. Or we would have to do some mechanical rolling to get in past, like, card checks.
I'm cool doing that if you want me to.
Well, it's up to you. Where are you trying to go? Are you trying... All you were told was MIA building, so you're not sure exactly where you guys are meeting in... So.
Yeah, Astra's going to assume whatever they have is in the basement. So...
Good bet.
They're going to start heading down, which of course they probably need to get past some, like, elevator or card reader at some point.
Yeah, so going up to the elevator, there is a key card swipe for it. Are you going to try to... I will call it, like, lockpicking. Modern day lockpicking is card hacking.
Yeah.
So I would say you can either use your actual invitation to see if that might work, or you can try to lockpick this thing.
I'll try to lockpick this thing.
Go ahead and roll.
I have thieves' tools, and
Yes,
I'm
you do.
proficient in that.
I imagine, like, modern thieves' tools is just like that that USB stick that you can
Yep.
program.
Yes.
Or they like stole a card a couple months ago and then have made it like a skeleton key or whatever.
Yeah.
Skeleton keycard.
Skeleton keycard.
22.
22. You are able to just kind of like finick at it for a second. Elevator doors open up. You see, you are on the ground floor. It goes up 70 floors and down 10. It is a huge building.
Does Astra know the public plans for this building?
Sure.
You know where the
You know what?
underground tunnels are,
Yeah.
friend.
Yes.
I know where the
you
underground
do.
tunnels
You
are.
know what? Yes, you do. Yeah.
So which floors don't appear on the public layouts of this?
Public layouts go out to floor 5.
Okay, great. So Astra starts at floor 6.
Floor 6 is just office cubicles. You don't see anybody of importance in there. You see like one intern, probably like 19 years old, sweat, pouring over Chinese takeout. Just, I gotta get it done. Hello?
Just stick to how wrong floor. I punched the wrong button.
Okay. Sorry.
And goes, now I want Chinese, and goes down to the next floor.
We could do this bit for a while. When you enter...
It's been for a while. I don't want to, but we could.
We could. I was just gonna have it be the same guy.
Yeah.
No, I will say by the time you hit the basement, all the other floors empty cubicles all around. The 10th floor is very much looks like a lounge. It looks like old 1950s cigar lounge. You smell the tobacco in the air. It smells almost like scotch and whiskey, and there is a crackling
Somebody has taste.
of a
important
record
questions.
playing. Yes.
What time is this relative action happening?
That would be up to Stealthy. When did you start casing out the joint?
Probably like 2 to 3 hours beforehand, long
Oh,
enough
Jesus.
to like figure out what
Yep.
was going on.
2 to 3 hours beforehand.
So we'll say like
So
9
getting
o'clock.
into the building.
Yeah.
9 o'clock. Okay, what relative time would this you enter into the basement? Like
9:30? Yeah.
Yeah. Follow-up question. Can Nat already be there?
If you want to. If you absolutely you can go early if you want.
So, Nat, for the majority of the day, isn't super concerned.
Yeah.
He will, at like 7:30 12:30ish, like when the day's work is basically over, he will go through his personal database looking at occult police reports. Just like any police report that has the word occult in it. He's looking.
You will also find out.
And he can analyze these pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like
Going through robot brain. You would also learn about a cult popping up in Hollowport. Again, cults are fairly common. It is not. Yeah. The Path of Ascension is.
He skims past like all the reports of just like wannabe cult busted by the police, whatever, like, you know, like, or cult leader. He just is looking like he sets recent. And, the Path of Ascension.
The Path of Ascension. Very little is known about them. They have some public speakers that have been doing charitable work that maybe gets out of hand. They are like helping out in soup kitchens and whatnot, but getting aggressive when people maybe call them a cult or talk badly to them personally. There have been police reports of, like, misdemeanors of, like... I didn't pronounce that right. It's fine. Misdemeanors. There's just will crimes.
Crimes and misdemeanors.
Of, like... the most recent one happened even today of someone saying that they work with the Path of Ascension, and somebody just simply asking, "Are you a cult?" and getting punched in the face. Very loud and outspoken that we are not a cult, are being tracked as a cult currently.
And your issues,
Yes.
prominent and prevalent, will be noted.
And he will, after learning this, he will go to the MIA headquarters.
Yes.
And arrive there at about, like, if they started casing at 9, he arrives there at, like, 8:45.
Okay.
He will then, like, kind of walk in, you know, as unassuming as a 7-foot-tall robot can walk in. And, is there...
people above 6.5 feet tall.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, there's sliding door for humanoid, sliding door for larger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
It says one shack tall.
what a fucking callback. Jesus. And he just, like... Is there, like, reception? Or, like, is there, like, just a public desk? Like,
there
the
is...
first desk walking in for, like, receiving people at the front door, just, like, approaching...
Yeah, you see just like an older tiefling woman sitting, typing on the computer, and you're used to it at this point, the kind of long look up at you until they finally find your eyes. Hello?
Greetings.
Yeah.
My name is RV7 NAPO, Noble Research Unit. You may call me Nat.
Okay.
I have received this letter and holds out the letter.
Alright.
Could you direct me to the appropriate location for this?
Just take the letters, swipe it in the key card at the elevator. You're all good.
Excellent. And
I go over and do as such.
Yeah. The elevator takes you immediately down to the 10th. You don't have to push any buttons. I mean, you can if you want, if you're curious. We could do this bit all night. We can...
Floor 70. No.
Floor 70. You meet a rat man at the top of the building.
Anyway, no. Down to the basement.
Yes.
And I see this site, and I'm just kind of like, not to hijack Stealthy's bit.
Yeah.
So to catch up with Stealthy's bit, Astra, you
yeah.
open up the elevator. You open up the elevator, and you see a familiar face, but a changed face, sitting in one of the loungers. Sitting in one of, like, the couch loungers, like, patiently waiting. It seems like they're sitting rather stock still, actually. The only thing that gives any sign that Nat would be, like, active is the glowing of his eye and the fact that Jay is still kind of bouncing around his shoulders and flitting around the place. And as soon as the elevator door opens, I just...
Well, it would seem that some company has arrived. And familiar at that, too.
It is my fucking luck. I know that it is my fucking luck.
It was a pleasure to see you again, Astra.
I cannot say that the pleasure is reciprocated.
But like the Astra is like spoken back in like a vocal in like one of the times that you said your name to Nat in the last mission. So it's like parroted back to you, and it's just
Hush. How can I be nosy whenever you're here?
What do you mean? Being nosy is being nosy is more of my job, isn't it?
We have very different definitions of being nosy.
You have a fair point.
As after standing there in a uniform for the MIA, like
Yeah. Nat has like facial recognition.
yeah, just
And I just like it seems prudent that the earlier that we arrive for this, the more luck we would have of being given our information earlier and being able to accomplish our task earlier. Does it not?
that being
Better to be early than to be
bullshit.
late.
Yes.
Yes. Huh?
Sorry, I was laughing at the Zoom chat because I asked what time everyone else would be showing up while you guys were doing this. Emily, what time would Flora show up? Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so you guys are here for 2 hours.
Yeah, like in an hour and a half. Just
I will
She
say,
starts snooping and everywhere in this room that she can, completely ignoring the robot.
you find. Sorry, so the two big things you would see before a whole lot of snooping are a wall of missing persons posters, and a cabinet filled with a weird mix of files and board games.
Okay. Do I find the scotch?
Yes, the scotch is right on the table. Yeah, that is not hard to
Great.
find.
She pours herself a glass
Full bar in
while
here.
she continues to snoop.
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. The missing persons, again, are the same that Boston was able to find of a lot of people going missing. Doesn't seem like there's any association between race or age or anything like that. Besides, like, they all had magic knacks. They were, like, minorly good at magic. And then the thing that you would find is that all their last known locations... I guess you wouldn't know this yet, that I say it out loud. This will be evidence in 5 minutes, so just take it as you will. Are all marks on the map that you guys have. You don't know why those are important yet. That is why. It's fine. I opened my mouth before I thought about it.
Incredible.
So, yes. The further you snoop, what's your passive
Actually,
insight? Yes, no.
kind of combined with like the fact that he's been sitting still for a while. He'll get up and like look at those missing person posters on the wall as well, and he'll just use his internal memory, just kind of cycling through internal memory to see if any of these have come up in the police records as well. Like if these are ones we're actively working on, or if these are so fresh that these are like cold.
These are huge. Probably 50 posters hang on this wall. I would say 1 in 4 of them have actually been recorded to police. Take that as you will, whether it's lack of people to go looking for them or anything like that. Like 1 in 4 are police records from anything from 3 months ago to last week. Astra, what's
Wow,
your
so
path?
3 out of 4 of these have happened in the last week.
No, what I'm saying is
Oh,
one
no.
out of 4 of them, like out of this big wall.
Between that,
yeah.
sorry, in that
Yeah.
time, the other 3 out of 4 of them haven't even been reported to the police.
Yeah, no reporting.
I
Yeah.
get you. I get you.
Astra, what's your passive insight?
My passive insight is 21.
21. They just
You're welcome.
moved. They just moved into this office. You can get that vibe really quick. That like this is somebody's dream office, and they just got it.
Kind of like the movie, the movie room in Sinister when he has his stuff kind of like basically, yeah. And on that, we will take a very short break, so don't go anywhere.
Yep.
We'll be right back after this.
And if y'all are good, we'll just come back to Boston to be the next one to show up, and everyone else is coming shortly after.
Yeah. Also, you didn't transition.
Oh, right. Transition. Nope. Be right back. Transition. There we go. And now mute. Transition.
After stream conversation, my love.
I'm now in trouble, apparently.
But right now, we are back.
Welcome back.
So after some snooping in the offices and whatnot, and suspiciously, like, you were asked to be here by a man named Duster, who has not shown his face yet. Boston, shortly before 11 o'clock, you would, I'd assume, drive your motorcycle up to the MIA headquarters.
Yeah.
To which a young, naive valet will ask you, do you want me to park it for you?
No, I don't think I want you to pocket for me. I'm just gonna, and he'll put in the money or the quarters for the time. He's like, I don't trust this kid. This kid doesn't know how to drive a clutch. It's fine.
No, that's fine. No, I understand. Okay. And you can waltz right into MIA if you want. Yeah.
I'm assuming that there's a no weapon policy in this building.
Nope. You can carry whatever the fuck you want in.
Great. So he has his golf bag full of weapons as he's walking in.
All right. You're also met with this old tiefling receptionist, looking much more tired, as she's just sitting on the desk scrolling through Instagram on her phone.
You need a coffee or something, darling?
Oh, you're sweet. I appreciate it. I'll make some when I get my break. What are you here for?
I got this weird letter in the mail. Told me to come here at 11.
Oh, yeah. Just use it as your pass key for the elevator. You're good.
Yeah, doll.
Yep.
And go and...
Yeah, I'll bring you right to the 10th floor, where you are met with a elf going through drawers and a robot looking at posters.
Oh, a glass of scotch in her hand while she's going through the drawers.
Not exactly what I expected. But not the worst one I've been invited to.
Turns around to meet your gaze and just... Frankly, I'm not entirely sure what I expected either.
Who are the extra can opener? Extra large can opener.
I'm going to choose not to be offended by that statement. I have been called much worse. And
I wasn't trying to offend you. And he pulls out a cigarette.
And he approaches you and, like... Oh, I thought you said cigar. I was going to say a little, like, cigar chopper,
Nah.
Pokes out of the end of one of his fingers.
Boston isn't rich enough for cigars. He's got cigarettes.
He'll approach... Shut the fuck up. Sorry.
Oh, that's
For
not
context
canon.
for the viewers,
Tuna canna opener.
Tuna canna opener. Reference to the other Tuesday game. Fucking great. Nat will approach and will extend, will very, like, you know, mechanically, but somewhat more naturally than the last time he did this. He'll extend a hand. I am an RV7 Nat OS mobile research unit. I have found it is easier for people to call me Nat, so you may do so.
Jones, Boston. And I'll take his hand. You remind me of a friend of mine. He's currently actually in the shop, so I hope he's doing okay.
Astra straightens up at the name Boston Jones. Just... I thought you were dead.
Nah, I'm good.
As some might say, his death was greatly exaggerated.
One of his eyes, I didn't mention this earlier, his other eye is green, but the other one, it is green, but the entire pupil looks like it's been completely coated over in blood, like if someone was drowning in their own blood. It's permanently like that.
Lovely.
Yeah.
When you're done shaking Nat's hand, Nat doesn't let go and, like, flips your hand so he can see the palm, and you see a little, like, scanning laser line. Like,
I'm going to
go from the
politely
bottom to the
begin to
top.
crush his hand so it messes with the thing.
You what?
I begin to politely crush his hand so it doesn't start scanning my hand without my permission. Can I help you?
And he like crushing how? I have the bottom of your hand, so the palm is like
Like
in it.
this.
Yeah.
Like
that.
holding it like this.
Yes.
Oh.
I would be like kind of like not. Here's what it's like. It's like there's a little bit of pressure just to hold your
Sure.
hand steady, but not keep your hand in place. So if you wanted to pull your hand away, you could.
Nats, respectfully, typically when you give each other your names, you don't start looking into background checks immediately.
My apologies. It is part of my protocols. I should ask permission. Can I scan your hand?
No.
And he just like looks like up and down. There is like his lens eye in his head is like a solid green, but there is like a point that can like move around. Look, kind of like a pupil, but like it's only just a little bit brighter green than the rest of the green, to the point where it's hard to notice unless you're looking at it. And he kind of like that point looks down and up without the scanning line and just goes, understood.
He's wearing a suit that should have probably been to the tailor's about 6 months ago, but he seems to do his patchwork himself, and he's not a seamster. No tie, dress shirt, and like I said, bag on his, and he'll just walk past you and say, "Is that whiskey?"
Hands him a glass.
Thanks. And,
We're drinking this poor man's scotch. Like,
It's fine. Yeah.
If you put it on the counter in a public area, it's free game.
Also, there's nothing poor about this man if he has his own floor.
Flora, this is when you would be arriving.
Yeah.
Do you drive or walk here? I don't know. What kind of transportation does Flora have?
Flora flies here.
a city bus.
She skateboards.
Right on.
Plot twist. I turn into a horse and walk here myself.
There's a random horse walking.
As you get to the MIA headquarters,
Horse walks
as
into
a
MIA headquarters.
as a horse, one of the security guards, Jason. Jason, are you drunk again?
Funny.
Actually, all right. Yeah. You can just sleep it off in your office. You're fine. It kind of waves you in.
So when I walk in, I'm gonna drop it and go
Okay.
to my normal form.
Yeah, the same tiefling woman. Just what can I do you for, honey? I'm slipping into Boston. Fuck Brett.
I thought that was an
Cheers.
Irish accent.
What
for
can I
real.
stop in the morning to? I'm not good at accents. You're gonna learn that real quick as me as a DM.
Well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out a potted a pot with flowers in it from my garden,
Okay.
and I'm giving it to her to brighten up her day
Thank you.
because she's still working.
Thank you. And she'll put it down. That's very sweet.
You're still working, and I know how hard that can be.
Oh no, it's at the end of the. I'm a night owl. It's okay.
Well, I'm just here for a little meeting.
Oh, okay. Yep. Just go ahead and use it at the door, and she'll point to the elevator.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
And you have a good rest of your night.
No, you too, sweetie. Oh, thank you. Everyone is so sweet to receptionists at Anipod. That's like an ongoing theme in all the campaigns. Like,
Because we all have been modeled what shitty people do to receptionists, and we never want to
Yep.
be those people.
facts.
Yep. Notice Astra just completely bypassed the receptionist entirely, okay? Like,
And Flora, you get down there and you see some familiar faces in Astra and Flora. Actually, it's been a year and change. Astra and Flora, would you have guys communicated at all? I don't know if Nat would have reached out. Nat doesn't feel like a reaching out person. He might have.
Nat, okay. The extent of the reaching out he would have done in the past year and a month to any of the people from the last mission that he went on with any of those people would have been if they came up in paperwork.
All right,
He would have remembered. He would have remembered their name, even if like it's a passing mention in paperwork. He would remember their name, and then there would randomly be like a in-head private line outside of police sanctioned call to like Nat's to Flora definitely, and then would have like attempted to reach Astra with no luck. Obviously, would have gotten like Procyon like once or twice.
Yep.
And Procyon would have just been like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like, click.
Yeah.
Like,
Flora, your headline and paperwork of it's illegal to operate a horse while drunk, but nobody knew if it was illegal or not to be a horse while drunk. No, I'm kidding.
We just gotta research that stuff.
No, I would assume no police records between for Flora.
No. Unless you think about her plants that she's growing, but they don't need to know that.
No, nobody knows about your plants.
Her poppy fields.
So yeah, I don't know though if Astra, and I guess I should have asked this pre-stream, if Astra or Flora would have reached out to each other at all.
Plants.
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 You
No,
cut out
I
for
think
plants.
Astra would have called Flora, going, "I need flowers," and that was it. Like out of the blue, no reason, haven't talked to me in freaking months. And just, I need flowers.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And like,
So-
I know a gal.
Yeah.
Just,
So you are met with Astra and Nat as familiar faces, and Boston Jones. This rugged. How old is Boston Jones? How old does he look at least?
Like 36.
36. I was thinking like 22. Wow.
No.
Okay. Way off.
No.
All right. It's Brett's young face that's gonna fuck me up. It's
I appreciate the kind words.
and this 36-year-old man with a golf bag of weapons.
How are you two today?
I'm doing rather fantastically, actually. Thank you for asking.
Well, good.
And it is a pleasure to see you again, Flora.
Pleasure to see you too.
Notably, voice much clearer, much less garbled, much less robotic-y. It would have been noticeable to Astra as well, but I did the voice changer bit with them, so yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Astra pours Flora also a glass of this man's scotch, and just
As you
Thank you.
have poured, you are slowly realizing that this scotch bottle hasn't gone down in volume. It is definitely an enchanted scotch bottle to not be empty.
just you see her just like slowly turn to stick it in her backpack.
And then you hear a chime. 11 o'clock has hit. And in a puff of smoke, this older, tired, yet very anticlimactic puff of smoke, old, tired bugbear appears in the middle of the room. Just, all right, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sandra, you're running a couple minutes late.
yes.
You are like right outside the MIA headquarters when you feel a tap on your shoulder.
She will turn her head slightly to whichever shoulder is being tapped.
Floating blue hand. And the hand taps you, and then you are pulled, and everyone in the room sees this old bugbear just turn to a mirror. One moment. Reach his hand through the mirror and pull Sandra through it.
Wasn't the scotch?
Thank you for being here. I'm sure most of you have made acquaintances. This is Sandra. Sandra,
Hello.
introduce yourself to the class.
Yes,
Class?
class. Apparently. Hello, I'm Sandra.
Yes, Sandra, this is Astra, Jones, or Boston. What do you prefer?
Boston Jones is fine. Just don't call me BJ.
Alright. I feel that in my soul.
You hear the smallest under the breath tonality of deleting BJ from the
Flora and Nat. I wanted to make this grand entrance. I forgot my map. And he, again, another puff of smoke, and is gone.
Just hear Astra go, nobody respects code names anymore. I swear.
Had a code name.
Codenames is
There
kind
was
of
no
old
point
school,
in
not gonna
telling you
lie.
my code name because it was just appeared whenever we first met, Nat. I was introduced to that against my will.
This is the government. They know your name.
Matt will take the opportunity while the bugbear is gone to look over at Sandra. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And shifts arm up for a handshake. And goes, I am an RV7 Nat OS mobile research unit. I found it's easier for people to call me Nat, so you may do so.
It is nice to meet you, Nat. And she'll just kind of wave at you from where she is. My
No.
headphone fell out of my face. Uh-oh. So sorry.
Not going in for a handshake at all.
No.
He will
Respectfully.
he will keep his hand there and go, and he will kind of rotate it into a palm up position and go, would it be okay if I scanned your hand?
No, thank you.
And he just retracts it back. Fair enough. And he kind of looks back to the room. Again, very, despite all tones and appearances, there are parts of Nat that are still rusted and covered in moss. But there are other parts that look shiny and brand new, white matte plastic. It's a very hodgepodge kind of look. And he kind of turns around, and on his back you see a very long, actually, you said we're going to the armory. Would that be when I get this spear?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Well,
You don't see anything on his back except for a lot of loose wire.
Yeah.
The backside of him has really gone to pot. There's a lot of loose hanging wire and patches of just completely rusted through metal. You can see kind of a central line, almost like a human spine, but it has all kinds of fiber optic cable and wire running through other parts that go to the other parts of his body, and you can just look straight through his back to see that as he turns to Astra and goes, looking specifically at Astra and going I would like to reiterate that I have the capability of separating my work life from life outside of it. Anything that you have done that would end up in my precinct that would happen on this mission will not be reported. And I feel it is imperative that we are comfortable with each other's presence for us to continue to work together.
Duly noted.
Sure. I don't know why my camera just decided to be sassy.
Even...
No.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Oh, I was just going to say, Nat, it might be wise to get a jacket or a cloak of some kind, a back piece even, because you are wide open.
As I turn around again, it is actually part of my nature for my elements to be exposed to the elements. The patron that I grant my services to prefers me this way. It is a reminder of the fragility of all life.
Interesting. Okay.
Even less smoke this time. Very tiny. Puh. As Duster appears. Okay. Alright, and he has a giant scroll map in his hands. Okay, I have gathered you here. We are the agency of occult activity. It's just me. They've put all this work on just me. They said I could build my own team. I've done my research. And everyone said no. So hi.
Are we the B team?
You're... How do I word this? You were who I wanted, and the government was like, no, besides Nat.
I
And
do... okay, sure.
And so now I kind of took it into my own hands. It's, we're not really on the books yet. And you hear, like, cracking of joints. And this is an old-ass fucking bugbear. As a table lifts from the middle of the floor for him to start unrolling the map. You've all gotten comfortable with each other. You've all... Yeah, do we need to play, like, 2 truths and a lie or something? Are you guys comfortable? Are you...
I mean, I'm not gonna...
Comfort to whatever degree a room full of... Comfort to whatever degree a room full of strangers and a cop can have with each other, as some would put it. And you hear that same, like, rimshot sound effect, but it's cut off, like, halfway. Like, it's just, like, I really do need to get that fixed.
I won't beat around the bush. People are dying. And I don't know what the fuck to do. And he unrolls this map, and you see, like, strands of, like, floating light start connecting missing person posters to different locations on the map. All of which...
String theory type shit.
A little bit, like, all different colored, and, as he is looking around, he's like, the only thing I have is that these are meeting spots of a new cult, and everyone dying has magic.
A lot of
Sure,
people
this-
have magic, though.
You're right. It's like 70% of our population has magic. There are some, they just don't get it. They're not born with it. They can't learn it. That's the thing that confuses me. Everyone can learn magic, and still 30% of people just don't.
Why put in the effort?
Because magic is cool.
Sure. And Boston kind of rubs part of his ribs, but as he does so, he reaches into his bag and pulls out a folder and showing the missing people that he also had with the posters.
Oh, okay, so you're able to... yes. Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what we know. And like I said, we're about to hit an info dump. And I always try to warn both players and audiences about it. It's hard to avoid info dumps in D&D. Here's what we know. Path of the Ascension. Newest cult, taken way in Hollowport. We get cults all the time. We always get somebody that's like, there's something more magical about this place. Better summon something to fuck it up. Happens all the damn time. Normally doesn't get legs. This one has so many goddamn people. I don't get it. I have sent agents into where we know they have meetings. They've either not come back or come back with memory wiped. I can't figure it out.
I thought you were going to say that this one has so many legs. I'm like, what, we know it's a giant spider? But that makes more sense.
No, yeah.
I was thinking some Baba Yaga shit, too.
And then the map that you guys have access to, all of these are the known locations of meetings and the MIA headquarters in case, like, you just needed a reference point of where we're at currently to the other locations. I don't want you guys suspicious of the MIA. Granted, like, government organizations, I get suspicion. What I am asking you guys to do is to get into one of these meetings and try to give me information about what's going on in them. You'll get paid. I got the money to back me. Like I said, a whole department, and it's just me. I got government backing on this.
All right.
I have a question.
All the questions you can have. Yes.
Okay. What level of force are we allowed to use with this?
Whatever feels necessary in the moment.
Gotcha.
I want you
And,
coming back alive.
Okay.
Are we allowed to kill other people?
Self-defense is always legal in the law.
Right. And Boston will pull out his shotgun.
That statement is corroborated with Nat holding up a thumbs up.
That's a sticker we need. Is Nat with a thumbs up. Self-defense is always legal in the law.
Self-defense is always legally
Boston takes out the slugs and starts putting in rock salt slugs that he homemade. Like, gotcha, right.
fucking supernatural.
Yep.
It won't kill you.
It'll hurt though.
Yeah. It does have damage.
If you're a demon or a ghost, you better watch out. Yes.
He's not into hunt demons or ghosts.
I
Oh.
I do
That
have...
is just...
Oh, no, sorry, you go. Yeah.
That he just... You see him, he just starts grumbling and... Uncontrollable and unnatural Boston noises.
Yep.
For those of you that know, you know.
Exasperated,
Yeah.
always.
I do have some agents willing to volunteer time to go to other locations that you might not. I want to do this sting. We all go tomorrow night. I need to know if you're willing in which location you want to hit. And the locations are, because the viewers can't see the map, an abandoned subway entrance, the Temple of All Gods.
Bounded subway entrance?
I don't know how to spell. I teach English. In an abandoned subway entrance, Temple of All Gods, which you would know as the largest church in Hollowport. It is not devoted to one god. It's just somewhere everyone goes to pray to whatever deities they seem fit. Lush Woods Campground, much more of like summer camp vibes. Can't wait for mom and dad to send me off there. A private bathhouse. It is unnamed. It's pretty low key. And rental properties owned by Mr. Sticks, which is a name all of you would know from news headlines. Some of you much more in depth than others, but news headlines of just over a year ago, his own cult being dismantled.
So reduced rent at those properties is what I'm hearing.
It is so
I
cheap
heard.
right now. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Connecticut, here we go.
First, we just have to break a cult down, kill the original billionaire, and then just take the house. Yeah, it's a simple plan, wife. Good job.
That sounds like Gillette's Castle in Connecticut, to be fair.
Wow. Regional reference.
I mean, the subway would probably be the spot where he get be the most quiet and not have as much foot traffic. But the flip side is that if we get separated, it can get really nasty.
That should be fine. We're all competent people, I would assume, if there were only 5 people in this roster that were picked.
You guys are, I want to stress, my A-team. The government A-team. They said no, but those were also people that were, like, on government contract already. So, I do believe in y'all's confidence. Even to the point where if you want to split up and go to 2 different make 2 teams, or 3 teams, or there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. I wouldn't recommend that, to be fair. But
it might be possible for myself to at least scout a location single-handedly. I do have the capability to blend into many rotting natural environments, so perhaps the campground or the abandoned subway entrance would be pertinent for me to simply enter a stasis and observe.
That could be useful. We could use you as a decoy even as well.
Define decoy in the context you just used it.
I mean, if you were able to easily blend in and one of us was with you and we just happened to get caught asking, hey, what are you doing down here? Whatever people say. We can have you go into your stasis and say, oh, well, this abandoned android just happened to be abandoned and I was investigating it.
Perhaps.
Well, do you have an idea of which to start from? How many people of these places?
Yes.
Which one is the most prevalent, one with the highest missing people count?
Definitely the Lush Woods campground. And ooh, how do I word this? These meetings aren't necessarily secret. It is getting in that is difficult. The cult in themselves, the Path of Ascension is fairly known for their non-profit work in this of that nature. So it's not uncommon for them to say, hey, we are having a meeting for new members to come by. The Lush Woods seems like the one that gets the most new members.
What is the average age range of these missing people?
It's all over the place. We have everything from 16-year-olds to 85-year-olds.
Okay. And the simple demographic of them being having a knack in magic.
Yes. Yeah, more on the minor sides of magic. Nobody all too powerful has gone missing.
And who in this room can cast magic besides you, Mr. Rass? Just by a show of hands.
Nat raises his hand.
Astra just summons a psychic blade to her hand. Just
In a similar vein, their hand gently waves, and there's golden light, as if they're trying to prepare to lay on hands.
Another puff of smoke.
That's like, we'll be
At this
looking
point, I just gotta count the refractory period of this puff of smoke because apparently.
Nat will make his own hand glow as if using a. Oh no, wait, that's the drift globe. I forgot about that. Nat will make a minor illusion appear in his hand of. Bear with me, like a corncob doll version of Sandra waving back at her. just a minor illusion.
A voodoo doll.
Yeah, a voodoo doll version of Sandra waving back at them. Very. He's a champion of decay. Doesn't look great,
Yeah.
but it's also thematic.
Just a little slightly zombified, decayed version of Sandra.
Yeah.
Words.
Yeah.
Flora, do you do any magic hand race?
No.
Okay.
I walked here as a horse.
You did.
What? Excuse me?
I probably saw you and I'd be like, oh, I did see that phenomena as I was walking in. Okay, good to know.
not surprised actually from that one.
No.
Oh, I guess I didn't reference Soria. Flora, there are there's a potted sunflower plant in here. Just for your own knowledge.
It's not there when we leave.
You're just taking plants from people and putting them somewhere else. What if we took all the plants and put them somewhere else?
Well, my plants need another friend.
Yeah.
You did just give one away, so it is fair compensation.
Yes.
You give one to the government, the government gives one back to you. Involuntarily, but still given.
All right.
Yes.
So everybody here is magic.
Sure.
Correct.
Somewhat
I
inclined.
guess.
Well, that's good, though, because that means that we can go in with the guys. We may need suppressors of some kind to make it seem like we only have a knack, but that should be easy enough to procure.
That I can do. And he just flips the table letting the map fall. And wristbands are there. These are magic suppressants. They dull your magic and give you minor magics. Essentially, these let you do a cantrip. But it is the only thing you can do while wearing these.
Okay. So.
Boston,
Okay.
would you die if you wore that? Is the magic keeping you up? I don't know.
Not really.
Okay, I need
It's kind of it's a hybrid magic, high magic like engine thing going on.
Okay.
So he could wear it. It would hurt.
Okay.
A lot. Mind you, he's also a paladin, so it's not like he has a lot of magic anyway.
That's fair.
To say Astra's is basically because she's an astral elf.
Yes. I was going to say, Astra, you kind of already have a knack more than...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that would be really necessary for me. I'll wear it, but
whatever you're comfortable with. We can go through the arsenal. You guys pick what you need.
Nat looks at the wristbands and then lifts up his arm. One of the plates on his arm kind of disconnects and flips, and you see as it flips it kind of changes color to match one of the wristbands, and it retightens around his wrist.
Dippy.
Yeah.
I was waiting for this moment.
Uh-oh.
You turn off.
All I did was make a wristband that looks like...
Oh, you made a wristband that looks like it.
Yeah, so I,
Well...
Actually, no, you know what's funnier? Yeah, I'll put on a wristband. Yeah.
You turn off, and you hear your deity's voice. Everyone sees just lights go out. Yeah.
Yeah, you see Nat's, spherical, head immediately dim, and he crashes to the floor in a heap. Several of his panels and moss go, scattering across the floor. They're, Jay, kind of, flaps up for a second, but then, lands next to Nat's head.
I was
and
just, circles your head like a cartoon.
Yeah. He starts pecking at Nat's head, and the following
Astra just... Yeah. Oh, thank God, he can be turned off.
Should we not be worried about that?
In your head, Nat, you hear your deity. Unfortunately, you're all or nothing. This doesn't you are kind of just magic and metal.
In Nat's Nat's psyche.
Yes.
Nat is only his head. It is
okay.
Just kind of floating there, and without a voice modulator.
Yep. I was gonna say Nat would talk, however Nat will chooses to talk.
And Nat would just kind of go,
Oh, jeez.
no. Kidding. Nat would just be like, what? Well, that's kind of weird. Wait, what? Why am I? Huh? This is a lot more normal than I usually sound. What? What happened? Hello?
You don't have a lot of time because I'm about to override that bracelet. It's gonna pop off of you. I have been keeping eyes on this shit. This cult is taking magic. They're not just killing people, they're not going away. Their goal is no magic. Which means people like you do not exist anymore.
Oh, that's not very good.
It's not. I'll see you around, kid. Bracelet pops off and you're back up.
It just it explodes.
Yep.
It not only does it explode off of his hand, a little bit of black and green necrotic energy melts it away into a wispy cloud as Nat's eye flickers just kind of flickers back on, and he, like... like, stands up, corrects himself, rights himself, and just, like, looks around, and you see the lens kind of, like, relight.
Is that a power nap? Because if you have power naps like that, I'll take, like, 4.
That's why I can't have nice things.
I thought that was because you have steady disposition.
That bracelet just killed me. So I don't think you want any of what I just had.
And he, like, looks at Boston and Sandra and Astra and just, like, looks at the bracelets and is like, respectfully, I do not need one.
No, that's okay. Yeah, no,
However, and then I'll go back to what I wanted to do before.
Yes.
I will, like, flip, retightens around wrist. It looks like one of the wristbands. Like, it shares a color and a pattern, whatever. It looks like one of the wristbands, but it is entirely made out of, like, a panel from my body that already kind of looked like one.
yeah.
So, tell me, why exactly what the government wanted?
Felonies.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Oh, well, I mean...
It was. I'll go through it really quick. And he points to Boston. Felonies. Points to Astra. Felonies. Points to Sandra.
Nothing that can be proven.
You're not wrong.
I
Points
did
to,
my time!
points to Sandra. Confidential. Points to Flora. It's almost scarier having somebody that's not on the grid. Points to Nat. They were fine with you.
And I just, like... It's strange, then, that I wasn't contacted before this.
I already got denied and whatnot.
And he just, like, nods a little.
I mean, that seems a little unfair. I did my time.
I
You still can't vote.
I heard.
Astra just...
Go for
I
it.
walked into this building without being challenged in any way, shape, or form.
You absolutely did, and I appreciate you for that. And as for, I agree with you, Boston. I agree with you. It's not like I haven't done my own time. It just wasn't for anything as major, you know. They were pulling over everyone driving on that sidewalk. That's an old Rod White joke. I should have still jokes.
I don't think anyone in this group has had the alias Tater Salad up to this point.
They call me Tater Salad.
Maybe there's a reason why I didn't let you scan my hand, Nat.
What? I missed that. What did you say?
I said maybe there's a reason why I didn't let you scan my hand.
Oh. Oh! Nat kind of looks at Boston and is like, that was funny. Doesn't play the rimshot sound effect.
Thanks.
The sound has just died from here on in. You
Yeah.
used it too many
You
times.
just do it.
Yeah, it's just like he wants to play it, and he just like smacks the part of his chest that his speaker is in, and then like the uncorrupted file would then play. And he just
A real Bumblebee moment.
Yes.
Right there.
yeah
Yes.
and that plays This mod has sound buttons.
You know, I will say that it might be smarter for us to not all be wearing them anyway, because if they notice a trend of us wearing the exact same bracelet, showing the exact same ineptitude to magic, might make them a little suspicious.
That's also fair. I'm good. I brought you guys in because you're all real smart cookies. I believe in you.
It sounds like you really don't have a choice anyway.
I am
I'm
so
not
desperate.
I appreciate the sentiment.
The fact that the government is contemplating hiring me says a lot, actually.
The government didn't contemplate hiring you. This person did.
I am the government.
And he looks over to you and
The
it's just
entirety
like,
of it.
You can
not the entirety. No, I'm a brand. I am a whole branch.
As I look at Raz, I go, you keep telling yourself that, Mr. Raz.
He's gonna roll really quick. Nope, never mind. Okay. He has no idea where his scotch is.
No.
He rolled a 3.
Oh.
You see him.
poor
You see him.
thing.
Look around the room.
I didn't
Anyway,
even try. I didn't even. Wait. Oh yeah, that man's not finding that.
Let's see.
You said-
rogue
you
at
said
level
you-
10.
yeah.
That's like a 32 or something like nonsense.
you said you took it before he got in the room, so I'm just giving it to you.
Yeah.
So
32.
jeez,
I was right.
that was weird.
Oh my god! Whoa!
So
It's like he predicted it or something.
it is.
Well, I'm gonna be going to that camp.
we got 1 vote camp.
I will also go to the camp.
You got 2 more votes camp with Flora. Flora, you terrify me. When they were like, we don't want somebody off the grid, I'm like, it can't be that bad. It's kind of haunting that you rode here on a horse. No, you were a horse.
No, I was the horse.
You were a horse.
I think someone thought I was a drunk coworker, so
Oh yeah,
that
we
was
have.
fun.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
What does Flora look like? I don't think you gave her really a description.
Oh,
No.
I know you gave art, but for the people that don't see
Yes.
the art right now,
ooh, where's this art?
I thought I saw it. Am I crazy?
No, it's
Yeah, it's in general.
Oh,
No, general.
So, she used to have like green, so semi kind of like what I have. It's long red hair. She looks humanoid. Very pale white skin, bright green eyes, just like the vines that you see around her. And she has a stick. A staff. Just it's her hiking stick. That's just on her back while she's in a horse form.
Stick
But-
on the ground, and now I'm gonna use it. All this power that I have.
But-
I'm gonna totally abuse it.
Very, very like homey and like she's not in your typical like she's not in jeans, she's in like this light cotton pants with a light cotton top.
Cottage core to the max.
yeah.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
Hobbit cottage core. Got
So-
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is she also full of rage?
That you'll have to find out.
Full of rage.
They're a level
So-
10 druid. Yes, they are.
All right.
Why I chose a
Did we
shirt.
get a physical description for Sandra? No, I missed it. Sorry, the turtleneck
Oh, did
bit. Yeah,
Yes,
I might have been sticking.
Yeah, she's wearing high-waisted brown business pants with a sleeveless maroon turtleneck. Since it is the evening and she was walking around and it is the transition season, she is wearing like a leather trench coat type situation. She has rings and bracelets and, necklaces layered on her. Very kind of eclectic looking vibes.
Yeah, but also just generally physically, like person-wise, like.
Oh, person-wise.
What does she look like?
She looks humanoid. She has kind of a lob of brown hair, kind of little wavy with some wispy bangs. She has a pair of sunglasses that she also has on top of her head at all times. But she has also has green eyes, kind of more of like a hazel green, and just has this kind of strikingly generic, I want to say, like could blend into a crowd if necessary, kind of look.
Having seen what race you chose, that's a very apt description. I like it.
Thank you.
It's cool. All right.
So we have
That
3 votes for campground.
I'm still not opposed to my idea to lay in a stasis state and observe a singular sight.
Which you could do at the campground, or do you want to go somewhere else?
I feel like since there are already 3 approaching the campground, the abandoned subway entrance would be more logical.
So you want to stake out the subway. Are you going to meet everyone at the campground, or are you staying at the subway during the meeting? Because all the meetings happen at the same time.
Yeah, I will go to the... Yeah. I will stake out the abandoned subway, like, either by myself or looks over at Astra.
Just
Who is
Astra
the
just
only
gives
person
you
who
the
hasn't
flat
voted.
level stare.
Yeah, Astra hasn't voted and also doesn't like me, so I don't expect to have company.
Oh,
if
don't
I-
be such a sourpuss, Cyrus. It's important for you know to make sure no one dies.
He said the magic word. What are you gonna do about it?
The magic word. Smoke.
That was
Look
also
at him
me.
go
That's Mallory as a person. That's not Sandra.
Yeah, just looks
But
over
Sandra's
to...
ears would perk up at the mention.
Wait, what happened?
He used my code name. Just looks back at him and goes,
Buy a drink after this?
well, then why don't you tag along, Cinderblock?
I already called dibs and pointed to them, and it's Jones. And if we're done here, Boston's gonna stand up and walk towards the elevator.
We're not... One moment. If you want to start, you can. And he points to where the mirror was, and it folds up into the ceiling, and you see a armory of weird magic items and weapons and just white wall. Think of James Bond, like that kind of vibe. Like
I prefer John Wick over James Bond, so I'll just do that instead.
you know what?
John Wick is amazing.
I kind of like the scene in The Matrix where all the weapon racks
How
they just appear out
far-
of nowhere.
Real quick, how far between is the campgrounds from the abandoned subway entrance?
It is everything. I'll say right now while I get the map up so I can look at it. From end to end, it's like a 2-hour walk for the whole map. So those
From
two,
like the corner of that bridge on the map to the other corner of the map would be like 2.5 hours.
it's like
something like that.
yeah, like a 2.5 hour walk. So I mean, it is like a 30-minute walk.
45 minutes?
Yeah, like
45 minutes.
yeah, 30-minute walk. You can take a cab.
So
And it-
more than a mile is
Oh
the
yes,
bigger question.
yeah,
Yes.
more than a mile.
Okay.
Yes. If you're looking for ones that are within a mile, the temple and the subway entrance, still not actually a mile now that I'm looking at it. They're still... That would be your best bet of maybe by the time you're in the subway entrance, you'll be close enough to a mile from the temple. If you're looking for 2 within a mile.
Well, if we all want us to stay stuck together, or at least in communication, if we're all within a mile of each other, I can handle that. But anything further than that,
I can give you walkie-talkies.
detectable.
As much as I
Acceptable.
appreciate government issued cams, it's not nearly as good as something I could jerry-wig at home.
What about a pager? I still like mine.
How
As
do
soon-
you function in today's modern society?
On the
Coffee and
word
whiskey. Yeah.
On the word walkie-talkie, one of Nat's panels kind of like opens and flips, and you see like a walkie-talkie like communicator appear on his person, and he like clicks the button, and each of you hear like just a little radio beep in your ears, regardless of whether you have the relevant technology on you or not.
Is this a class feature or is this just something you're doing?
It's just a really cool thing that I'm doing.
Okay, I'll roller cool it. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
So Nat at least has a line, magical line,
Yeah.
that to all of you.
I will say that also only works within a mile as well.
Sure. And when he goes on the word pager, like a little, tunk, like a little, he just presses in, depresses, and then poof, like pops out of where his a belt line would be. A little pager.
So,
Austin's so glad I left his at home.
so it sounds like the lot of you are going to the campground. Nat, you're just going to lay low at the subway.
Precisely. I've found that laying low is very easy for me to do because of the decrepit state that I'm in.
Yeah, you aren't exactly a Rolls Royce.
Well,
I like to think of myself as a barn find. Valuable but old and dirty to the point where you just have to restore it. I wasn't anticipating the silence to last this long.
Sorry,
Sorry,
I
no.
privately DM'd him real quick, asking a question.
are you saying... All right, All right, you
Ad
guys...
starts in 20 seconds.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, cool.
We'll be right back after this short break. Oops!
Okay. There's a lot of forms of communication. Let's really quick get this handled.
Yes.
Did you do all the things first?
To be fair, okay.
Oh,
so,
no.
Didn't transition.
I didn't transition. I forget that that's my job now. Okay.
Yeah.
Transitioned. turning the mics on first. They can only hear me at the moment. There we go. All right, transition.
Whoa!
Welcome back. We are making a game plan for the sting operation of the Path of Ascension cult. If somebody actually, how do I word this? This old bugbear, this blue furry guy, is at this point winded. He is like, this is the most talking he looks like he has done in months. As he's okay, so this is my mission, but this is also y'all's mission. This is you're the task force. You're task force A. Task force B is me, I guess.
That's a scary thought.
I can join you guys. Do you want me to just join Task Force A?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh. Okay.
We don't want you. If you get in trouble, if you get caught, if something happens, then they're gonna come after us because they realize we're on your payroll, and now it might just spiral into shit.
That's fair. No,
I can't have
also-
anybody know that you're paying me, so...
Oh, it'll go through shell companies and whatnot. You're good. My son will take care of it.
Anyway.
Even more the fact you have children, you shouldn't be doing this.
I have grandchildren, and he pulls out his wallet, and it's like one of those, like...
Yes.
Very impressive. Congratulations.
Nat like does like a laser line scan as the flip is unflipping.
Yeah.
Just seeing like again likes to get scan just for personal database purposes.
Because you're scanning and you're looking at it a little more seriously, every picture, he has 2 daughters and a son. Every picture with his son, the glare of like the sun or whatever is near him is covering his face. You cannot see his son's face in any of the photos.
Oh no, that's suspicious. Just like,
He's camera shy. It's fine.
As they're discussing family photos, Boston goes into the armory and taking a shotgun, he sees a rune and like clicks it in, kind of like a Blastia for a Final Fantasy style.
Yep.
And like clicks it into the shotgun, making it. He spins it once, make sure it's loaded, and he's ready to go.
Yeah. So the armory is open to you guys. I just need to know. I guess where. The meeting is at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Sure.
PM.
10 p.m., yes.
Very suspicious timing for a meeting, but
It is. I don't like it. Granted, I had you guys meet me at 11, now that I think about this out loud. I apologize.
Do we have a number,
Department
a
of
way to
Physical
contact you?
Affairs.
Yes.
Not on like Facebook or anything. Just like, do I have like an email or something I could use?
What's the difference? So,
After this...
yes. And he hands you a business card.
Does it have his fax number on it?
It is completely blank.
Oh,
Just rip it and say what you need to say, and I will come to you. Besides that, I was going to say, after the meeting, after you guys are done with the meeting and whatnot, just head right back here. And he gestures around. He's like, this is my dwellings for the time being. I'll be here.
okay.
Is there a way to get in through that mirror on the other side, or is that very one way? 'Cause it's a neat party trick you did there.
He takes off one of his rings and just hands it to you. That's how I do it. And I will make you the magic item for next time. Any mirror that you reach into will bring you back here. It is attuned to this location.
I love that.
You can, like, it is one person at a time, but you can drag as many people as you want through it. Like, there's no limit to it.
Oh, it's like tree striding, but for mirrors.
There you go.
that's really cool.
That's sick as fuck, dude. Sorry, I don't know if anyone said fuck yet.
Oh, we're an adult channel. I never said that. I've said fuck.
Go for that.
Adult themes.
Yeah, wait,
We're
it's...
so fucking sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
TP.
Nat walks into the armory and looks upon like the walls and sees like guns, and he like kind of already has like projectile stuff that he does with his magic. Looks at the melee wall and sees a long like spear that feels very familiar.
It has a tag on it that says "Reclaimed from Styx property."
And I just look at it, and it's like this jagged spear that I recognize from the last mission that I did, and I was like, I reach up and I grab it, and I just like kind of like tap it against my hand, and it like automatically like there's a part of like a pocket in my hand just kind of like opens and like closes around the spear again, and I kind of rotate my hand like 360 degrees and spin it and just kind of recatch it again, just like, hello, old friend, and just kind of like it crawls up the hand and slots into an empty compartment in his arm, and the hand kind of like rotates back out again. +3 spear from the previous mission that Nat did.
Yes.
That contained his patron's brother that was freed as a
Brother.
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 Hey, brother. I love them.
Yar.
Oh, brother, where art thou? Oh.
Good movie. While you guys are going through the armory, Duster is fully setting up a game of Scrabble by himself.
Nerd.
So it's just like,
I gently sit down. I gotta get going, but I can sit here until those guys are out. I owe one of them a drink, looking to Astra.
Oh,
Astra.
Astra? Did I say that wrong?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
Astra.
Astra.
by all means, and he sets you up. You do see like he set up tiles for a person that's not there, but the tiles are moving on their own.
Oh.
Super nerd. Cool. Sandra will go into the armory and look at the magical items that they have, and seeing probably wands and rings and things of that nature, she'll spy a rod that she is familiar with, as it's something that she kind of grew up using, but had since left behind. And seeing this, we'll grab the rod and feel the heft of it, and just kind of take a deep breath, close her eyes. I guess I'll take this up again. And she will take that, and if it's all right with you, as she attunes to it and takes the time to attune to it, she'll actually like kind of like as the rod like kind of move her hand over, and as it attunes, it turns into like a bracelet, like almost like a snap bracelet type
yes.
situation.
Love that.
Kind of blend it together.
very nice.
Thank you.
Oh,
Nat like exits the armory, looks at the Scrabble game, looks at a set of tiles that's set up for another person that isn't there, sees them jumble, and just like looks at it and says out loud, "Dexterous," and like the what's his fucking name?
Duster?
Duster looks at that set of tiles, and all of the letters on it are jumbled up, but he can see that all the letters for the word dexterous are there.
Oh. Yeah, he is very much not making a point of looking at them. So you say dexterous, and he goes, "I don't want to cheat. It's fine.
Like, well, there's the X, I guess.
Yeah. I was like, I would try to. Son of a bitch.
and Nat will just like reach a hand down. Each finger breaks apart into like slightly more dexterous micro fingers, and he like picks them up and like places them down on the board, tagging the S onto the back of whatever Boston's word was to make it plural.
Does Nat feel hot and cold sensations?
He can choose to. I will say
That I
okay,
can
how do I
become
put
the
this?
hot or cold sensation.
No. Resistant to necrotic and poison, and immune to disease, frightened, and magical sleep. So he's not resistant to hot or cold. He can feel them. He can be damaged by them. Yeah.
You are. It is. When you reach down for those tiles, freezing.
As I reach through, almost like I'm reaching through a ghost.
Yes. Yeah.
And I just I still do it, but
Yeah.
I pull my hand back and I'm just like, my apologies. I didn't realize there were already others playing. And I turn around and
I'm playing right here.
I'm referring to you, Boston, and turns and walks away. He will reach over and grab the little flipping lid waste receptacle.
Yeah.
And he'll just de-bag it with one arm and stuff it in the open compartment on his back that he digests all of the waste through. That gives him more energy.
Yeah.
He doesn't require food. Yeah, it's
like
a
the
trash
ticket
compactor.
feeder. The ticket feeder in Kentucky Cheese makes that crunching noise.
Yeah.
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 Astra and Flora, the armory is yours.
Okay. I'm gonna look in.
There are other magic, we found a wand in there. There are other magic items. There are rings and earrings and gauntlets and, I'll say above table. I know you don't, you're not a fist fighty person. If there is, a vibe of item you want, you can pitch it. Because I think you are having trouble picking one, right? Or do you have one now?
I wanted the Rat King.
Right, that's what you wanted. Yes. I gotta remember what that was. I gotta remember exactly the Rat King. Yes. That was also from Styx's house.
Yeah.
That is absolutely on the wall. You can. It is this gnarled mace that is gray, not gray, but brownish tan up the handle. And it's a mace. Yeah, it's.
I just imagine she's like, I've been looking for this.
Let's go cause mayhem. What? No,
Should
nothing.
I be concerned?
No.
Said with the confidence of a man with his hand in the cookie jar.
You made that very PG friendly. I was gonna say is that a man with the trigger on a grenade pin Joker style from Dark Knight.
That's because I took that analogy from Thomas Sanders. I love that guy. Yeah.
Yes.
Astra walks in and starts inspecting everything.
Alright, so 2 things that you notice. There are some things in here you recognize very well because you were tasked with stealing them.
Mood.
And the other thing you notice is that everything is labeled out pretty nicely. So you are able to latch onto really quick earrings of psionic blades. Give me a... I feel like I throw a lot of investigation checks to the character.
Arcana is also a good one.
No, because it's the label itself. So give me an investigation check. Or an insight, if you would rather.
I'd say perception, because you're perceiving the thing.
Either of those.
But that's
will work.
also...
Yeah.
You're the DM.
We'll do insight.
Okay.
24.
24. You recognize this handwriting immediately. Your handler very much got these in here for you.
She grins as she picks them up and removes 2 of her many piercings and puts them in. So goes. Right, he might be getting a bottle of scotch. Anyway.
So,
There's
Sure.
no way that's a word. You're lying to me, old man.
Aristocat? It's not. I may have misspelled it. It's like a cat in politics, right? Or aristocrat? I don't.
Aristro.
All right.
That's hard to say in Boston accent.
I picked a.
You're missing the second R.
Aristocrat.
Yeah.
Fuck. Aristocrat. There you go.
There you go. Yep. No, you're right. I am missing the
there's-
R.
As a new like thing of tiles goes up on the ghost, like on the ghost that I saw before, like I can immediately tell that they spell out unctuous, but I don't say that.
About that drink there. Look into Arista.
Astra. Astra.
Astra.
Arista is one of your players in Moonlit Mist.
It is. I've got too many people with A names in my life. Astra.
Oh, a
Burn
drink?
down my-
You guys can have a drink here. You can smoke. You can drink. I had a bottle. I don't know where I put it. I can get a new one.
Oh no, it's fine. Astra points to both Sandra and Boston and goes, I think the three of us need to have a catching up session.
Sure.
As she looks from her phone and then texts both of you an address, which is just the address to her apartment. So
We have her address. We win.
Oh, you look at your phone, by the way, and karaoke has been spelled letter by letter from both your handler and Jasper.
oh no. Astra just looks around at the rest at Flora and Nat and just goes, do you want to come to karaoke? Just
Nat looks at Astra and goes, I kind of have a built-in cheat for karaoke, but I will accompany you to increase the stability of this working relationship that we have.
Okay, I will ask players then. Are we ending the session now or ending it after karaoke?
Oh, after karaoke.
We can right now, or I mean, I'm up for either. How's everyone
I
else
don't
feeling?
think karaoke descriptions aren't gonna take too long, right?
You'd be surprised.
It is up to you guys.
How are you feeling, Dungeon?
I am good. I can keep going. My cutoff is like 11:30, and then I need to call it EST, so that's like 40
10:30,
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it is up to you guys though. On break, I said we're gonna wrap up,
Yes.
and now karaoke. And I just want to make sure that we're not skipping over something because it sounds like Astra wants to have a conversation, and karaoke is fun.
Well, we can also have that conversation while we're staking out places tomorrow.
That is also very fair.
true.
It is. I'm just leaving it up to you guys. I don't want anyone to feel like we have to stay up for it. That's all.
Oh, also, don't get it twisted. Nat is immediately going to one of the... without the offer of karaoke, Nat would have immediately gone off to one of the places that needs to be scouted. Like, but now there's an offer of karaoke on the table, so, yeah.
We're good. Karaoke.
We'll do that next time, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say karaoke now.
Or we-
Next time starts with stakeout.
Karaoke now.
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
do that.
I just want to make sure I'm not keeping anybody
I'm
out.
good.
No?
I'm good.
Housekeeping, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
Then by all means, you guys make your way out of the MIA. Astra, the karaoke is like a bar.
Clothes do change as soon as the karaoke's a bar.
I was gonna say the karaoke is like the bar hybrid right by your house. Like it is right there. Nobody ever go. Like it's a private area that you guys
Yeah.
use. Yeah. Part of your like domain of safe houses.
Yes. Just Astra's leading them and looks a little just like a
You know, from everything I heard about you, I never really thought you were the type to be anxious.
well,
Seems
I'm
so
taking
mysterious on the outside.
I can't help but agree with Boston.
Well, I know my girlfriend would appreciate the company, and at least seeing, and then waves to Flora and Nat, these two again. So,
I'll be on my best behavior.
as she leads them to the karaoke.
Wait, time out. How does Jasper's relationship with you, Astra? Does that have implications on Jasper having limited contact with people?
No.
Oh, Jasper and Nat talk all the time.
Yes, that's just Astra's basically just told her, you can't tell anybody, like, you can't bring anybody back here without letting me know. Other than that, though, like, it's just like, go.
Yeah.
Then life,
Then Jasper and Nat talk constantly because Nat feels not indebted, but like the last things that Nat did to help Jasper, like at that mansion, were like definitely of the caliber that like Nat feels like he needs to make it up to Jasper, and it's taken a year and a month to get to a point where like, oh, Jasper is like chill now and they're happy in a happy life and happy girlfriend, like all this other fun stuff. Like,
I think he would be aware that Jasper has a girlfriend, but probably not who it is.
right. Okay. So it would be there's gonna be like a ping like aha moment in a few minutes.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, Jasper and Nat talk a lot.
From the outside of the safe house, you hear a very, we'll say, vibrato rendition of Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline.
And then, as you open the door, Astra, you are immediately met with a slightly hammered Procyon? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, Procyon, yeah.
Procyon. Immediately hug you and go, "You met my dad!"
Oh, God.
That's how he got it. He's my dad. He wanted you on the A team. Sorry.
Procyon is a bugbear?
No.
No. He's not a
Just a
bugbear.
really hairy guy.
Just a really...
God.
It's me. I'm Procyon. No.
No. Robin Williams' level of hair, I think, is half bugbear. You're not quite Robin Williams.
Oh, God. Anyway. Moving on.
He goes, oh, well, that explains so much in how you know things. Anyway.
Who you got here?
Nat.
Hi, Nat.
Flora.
Hi, Flora.
Sandra and Boston.
Sandra.
Do I recognize Procyon from, like, records or underground talkings? Like,
Procyon is almost better than Astra of staying off the grid. You would know.
Yeah.
Like, you would hear of, like, whispers of, like, maybe it was Procyon. Stop chucking everything up to Procyon. They can't all be Procyon. Like,
Yeah.
And now I'm meeting this person.
yes.
I told Astra that I would keep work life and personal life separated, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here, but I am making a note of what Procyon looks like.
Or what you think he looks like.
If Procyon goes to shake Nat's hand, Astra immediately grabs it and goes, nope, go back to singing. And like shoves him back to singing.
Oh no, Nat is not like offering handshakes to people that he isn't working with. Like, plus he already got Jasper in Nick's hands, so like that's fine.
Oh, Nick is here too. Nick and Jasper are up on stage right now.
Nick?
Yes. So,
Just go.
I was just gonna say the floor is your guys's of
Is there a bartender here, or is it just an open bar?
just open bar.
Nick.
It's Nick.
It's just open bar. It's
Nick. Nick has so all right. I described Nick pre-stream. He's just the dude. He just like think of like when you first bought a Wii and the Mii shop was like, here's a Mii. and it was just a dude, that's Nick.
Default.
Yes.
He
He is fully doing karaoke with one of the pop star microphones still behind the bar.
Oh my god. Oh
Yes.
my god, I love him.
I love that.
Just
So good.
takes out
yeah.
the decanter of endless scotch and
Yep.
sets it on the bar.
Proceed. That looks like the one I gave my dad for Christmas.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Wait.
Steal
Wow.
it back.
My
You just hear from the garbled speakers.
excuse
And
me.
Astra
Sorry.
just goes, and that's because it is the one that you got your dad for Christmas.
He re-gifted it?
No, I took it, darling.
Oh, that makes sense. That checks out. Right on. Fuck the government.
I look at Nick and I'm just like, well, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance again, Nick.
Fancy seeing you. And he sticks out his hand, palm up.
And I take it and I rescan his hand.
I thought I had daddy issues.
You see community service. Not for a charge or anything. He joined like a trash pickup line. Like there was a trash pickup line, and he thought it was just a bunch of people doing a nice thing, and then hopped in the police van afterwards, which is like, oh, I got a free ride. And so he got booked for no reason. It was a very confusing day.
I love that for him.
I feel like
Nick,
the
no.
funniest thing about that is that Nat caught Nick's name in the system for being booked for no reason, and Nat was just like, "You need to let this person go."
Yeah.
And he does.
I
that.
now want a story from Nick's perspective of this crazy world just
Yeah.
being a guy.
I love that.
Being a dude.
And I just like, you really didn't have to join all of the convicts in that line, Nick. They were doing a good enough job on their own.
They more hands make work go faster.
It's true.
Sure thing, friend.
What you making, Nick?
Yes. What would Bossa Jones think is his perfect drink?
Right now he's feeling Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. He immediately
Extra
starts.
bloody.
He immediately starts making you Bloody Mary, celery in it, like the whole hors d'oeuvre. Hands it to you. He goes, "There you go, free of charge. Proceed's paying for all of this tonight. Good on him." As Nick also,
His dad just got a promotion.
his dad
you know?
just got a promotion. Yes.
Despite the fact that Astra and Procyon both make enough to carry him.
Yep. Flora, what can I get you?
Oh, that's a good question. What's your favorite drink right now?
And he goes under
I love
the
him.
he goes under the bar, and you just hear clinking of glass and whatnot, and a hurried like, "Oh, right, sweet Caroline," and
You got this.
and he pops back up with like a fishbowl of a glass,
Ooh.
but it's only filled for one drink.
Oh.
And
I love that.
I normally like the crazier and bigger drinks and whatnot. Yeah, this is Red Bull and vodka.
Red Bull and vodka in a fishbowl?
It's a lot of Red Bull and a lot of vodka.
I said it was only one drink's worth. It's barely
Oh, it
filled.
was a drink's worth in a... Oh, okay. It's
like
a
a-
fishbowl, but it's like a
Barely.
little layer on the bottom of the fishbowl.
With the curliest, craziest
Yes,
straw.
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's funny.
Well, thank you. Also, if you ever want to help anyone, you can always help me out my farm.
I would. Can I? I love when
Yeah, just show up.
Okay. I love when you talk to the
whatever.
plants and I stand there and I don't know what they're saying.
Such a passive-aggressive burn from Nick. Like,
He doesn't know that. And he locks eyes with Sandra and he's like, "Oh, I know what you want." And he...
I have a question, actually.
Oh, yes.
I'm wearing a ring of mind shielding. Will this still work?
No.
Oh.
No, it will not. He still goes, I know what you want.
Oh.
And then he is under the bar, and you hear the clinking of glass again. And it slowly gets slower and slower. And you hear him just, wait. Pokes his head
I'll
back up.
feed it into his mind, and I'll go, pickle martini.
Oh, okay, all right. And he whips that up really quick. Pickle? I've never heard of a pickle martini before, I'm going to be honest.
To be honest, I've never had one before, but it seems right.
It sounds good. It fits your character. And
How do you find these people looking to Astra?
Proud of you,
This
babe.
one is best friends with that one. And points to the stage. And I'm currently dating that one, so.
Pack that in a second. As Nat. Jesus. Looks.
No, hey,
That
Zeus
one
is
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nat looks to Nick, and just like in Nat's like central processors, he imagines a carton of Castrol 30W55, very very heavy synthetic motor oil, really like. Just cleans out the gears and removes deposits.
Oh, that smells so bad. That smells so bad.
Yeah.
But
And-
hey, you know what? It's what they like. Can't yuck someone's yum.
Exactly.
I like him.
I'd rather him have motor oil than the compost bin.
So, Nick he sees this and freezes. He's like, I don't keep motor oil
Warehouse.
stocked in that. Right! Full speed. Be right back!
As I then am now waiting on that, I turn and look up at the stage and see a familiar face.
Jasper. Just
And
jamming
then I
out.
realized the statement that Astra just made. And then I look at Astra.
Jasper has
I
gone
just-
into Blank Space by Taylor Swift.
Incredible. And I look at Astra and I just look at them, say nothing, and look back to the stage. But like, if a robot could smile and you could feel it, that's what happens.
Feeling
so now
robot
we know there's
smiles
a
is my next
connection
ska
between
band.
Nick, Nat, Astra, and Jasp.
If you want to see what a robot looks like when it's smiling but it can't smile, look up Victor robots. The little Victor like cube tossing ones.
Vector.
Yes!
Vector.
They can smile
Yes.
without a mouth.
Yes.
It is so cute.
Super cute.
Oh, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Then
Yeah.
you see Nat's kind of central little like bright green eye pupil just curve up into one of like those like if you've ever seen what he's talking about, they have like a little bar for an eye, and that bar turns into an excited eyebrow shape. That's what Nat's eye looks like as he
The
looks
anime eyes.
as it looks between Jasper and Astra, with that little tidbit slipping out, and just like I've been talking to your girlfriend for a while now. I didn't know it, and now I do. And just like sing-songy to himself in his thoughts.
Turns and points to Procyon and goes, "That is my handler."
And I look at Procyon.
Hello.
Procyon is just. What does Procyon look like?
Right now, Procyon looks...
Is
Actually,
he also blinded by the light?
yes. He
How long has Procyon been around doing this job is the question.
So, a while. He looks young, though. He actually looks kind of similar to Nick. Another, like, face that blends in the crowd kind of vibes. More elf-ish ears, though. Actually, best way I can describe it is he looks like if Astra and Nick had a baby. Like, he has blended those two into what he is, like, the face he is currently wearing.
I thought you'd be taller in person.
I get that a lot.
And I say, greetings.
A little bit.
I am an RV7 Nat OS mobile research unit. I've heard it's easier for people to call me Nat, so you may do so.
Yeah, no, I've heard about your type, the Nat, the narc, all the time. Like,
And I just like
Stereotype on the robot.
I look.
racist?
I
I feel like
look
it's
at,
racist.
I look at
is
Procyon.
it? Is it racist?
Is it
I mean, sure, why not?
I look at Procyon and you hear like an exhaust. Nothing about Nat seems like it would be steam powered, so it's odd that it sounds like he releases a bit of steam, just like. Tss. And Nat looks at Procyon and goes, "I have told Astra this, and I will tell you this as well. I can separate my work life from my personal life, and currently the job that I am undertaking does not involve my work life. So." Consider yourself not just lucky to be in my presence, but blessed. And just
I'm just busting you. I was actually really excited to meet you. And he pulls up his phone and he has case files that you've been working recently, of like you do really good work. Like you're really good at your job. Like,
and I just like look at that and I'm like, how did you get those? Those are classified.
oh, don't worry about that. It's fine. It's
Don't worry.
They, as they go off discussing confidentiality, I'm guessing, do they just like...
Nat and Procyon. Okay, here's the weird thing. This is the broad stroke. Nat and Procyon hit it off in a way that you do not expect.
Yes.
Like a cop and a mob boss would not be friends, except in this exact scenario.
Boston.
Like, Now You See Me, or not Now You See Me, Catch Me If You Can with Tom Hanks and Leonardo.
Yes.
Yeah, catch me
Yeah.
if you can type shit.
Yeah.
Where, like, Nat knows that this is one of the most elusive people that he's been chasing down, and he is in his presence, and he knows he's in his presence. And now that but he isn't on the clock, and that's the only reason that he is being friendly with Procyon at all. And they get very friendly, like, but not to the point of, like, anything happening, obviously, but they get, like, more friendly than a cop and a mob boss should ever get with each other.
Sure.
And that's the broad stroke.
Yes.
Nat's only song that he will queue up for karaoke is Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger.
I was gonna say, speaking of queuing up things for karaoke, Sandra will kind of whisper to Flora and go, "Would you like to sing Alicia Keys' 'This Girl Is on Fire' with me a little bit later?"
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And she'll type that in, and then later down in the queue, she's going to secretly put in, "Why'd you only call me when you're high" from the Arctic Monkeys, and she's going to volunteer and put Astra and Boston on there with Sandra as well.
While they're singing their song, I guess. How'd you figure out it was me? I haven't gone by that name in a long time.
I'm assuming that's to Astra.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the bar.
Yeah.
Just dipping the celery.
Flora and I are singing our hearts out.
Ashley goes, well, your name might have changed. The way you talk and the fact that your face is exactly the same, except for the fact that it looks like you got hit by a truck. It wasn't that hard to piece together, darling.
You'd be surprised, actually. I paid someone similar and looks to your contact to get kind of make me look dead. Like, he kind of just vanished. Like, he has new papers and everything, and he won't show them to you, but it's not uncommon for people to leave this line of work and lose everything they once were.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's all the same, don't call me Cinderblock. I don't even use Cinderblocks anymore. They keep callousing my hands.
Noted.
That is just pouring the quart of oil, like, down the...
John!
Yeah.
John.
Go.
And and like the whole quart of oil like goes into Nat's system. I like to imagine that because he's a warforged, the oil just kind of naturally like collects on his skeleton and like rejuvenates bits and pieces of him. But immediately after they are rejuvenated, there are parts of his spine that immediately corrode, rust, and grow moss again as part of his patronage.
Yeah. So while that's happening, Astra turns and goes, "The last time I heard about you, you weren't magical in any way, shape, or form.
Ah.
Care to explain? Or are we just going to go things best left unsaid?"
Do you one better. He lifts up his shirt up to about the navel, and you see. You guys have watched My Hero Academia. You know when All Might's injury.
Unaware.
I'll send a picture of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Except looking at it, it looks like acid burns, and but with how it's scarred over, and with how it was designed, or how it looks, it clearly looks like this is a injury you'd find in a morgue. Instead of it being one specific point, his body looks like it like withered and scarred over dramatically. Experimental acid round that some of the cops and some of the Dark Corners are using to deal with certain reputables. Was trying to play a hero, help someone escape, and I remember going cold. Woke up, new lung, and he taps his side, and you hear a ting. And been looking for the guy ever since.
Interesting. And the whole magic just appeared when you woke up, too.
No, found religion actually.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Until religion decided that I would be better off somewhere else.
Sounds about right. Anyway.
Sure. I'm not gonna start spewing scripture at you, whatever.
If you ever feel you
And
need
that's that?
assistance in catching the person that harmed you in this way,
You're over there chugging blugging. We're having this conversation over
conversation.
here.
Nat has ears in the back of his head, literally. And like he's done, like the court starts like droop, 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 like it's empty, and he just puts it down on the side. And his head, only his head, he's like sitting in one of the lounger chairs, and only his head like swivels in place and looks in your direction and is like, if you ever need assistance in catching the person that did this to you, I would be willing to offer my services.
Nat?
Even if it was a corrupt individual from my department.
Nah. There are certain things that people do in the line of duty that are always going to seem justified in the hands of the law, considering the kind of work I used to be a part of. No matter what kinds of things that you think you could do to try to get justice for me, that person died. This is Boston Jones.
Oh, the person died. Oh, well.
No. And he points to himself.
Oh. Oh. And I, like, a moment of clarity, like, you see, like, kind of like a, how do I describe it? Kind of like a heart pulse bar cross over his face for a couple of seconds, almost like that's his buffer symbol, and he looks at you and goes like, clarification understood, and turns the head, like, back around, ignoring, like...
I'm listening to Boston's playlist, and 21 Guns just started playing as we're having this conversation.
Unbelievable.
Oof.
Astra, you hear a voice in your head from Nick. Go, do you think he has a good sense of humor about this?
from what Ash would know about who Boston was beforehand, he was friendly enough, but he's also the kind of person that, he is no problem.
Referring to Boston?
Yes, referring to Boston, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He got a reputation for being a bouncer and a hired muscle for brutality and efficiency.
You get the vibe. Dumbass Nick wants to do a bit, but also doesn't want to get killed tonight. Like,
Just right back. Just no, not the time and place.
okay,
No.
all right. Don't put Dead Girl Walking from the Heathers on for him to do karaoke. Got it.
No.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
I have to try to see this on his playlist. Hang on.
Well, what's that? I can imagine Brett doing that at karaoke. To be fair,
No,
I
100%.
think
No.
I think it's on Boston's playlist. Not gonna lie, I think
I
Dead
can
Girl Walking is.
imagine.
But the
I can also
reprise.
imagine. I can also imagine Nat putting on "Zombie" by Stone Temple Pilots, like unwitting of that information, and then like when that conversation's over, that song ends and "Zombie" starts, and then he just immediately like stops it again, just like just stops it, and it's just like, I do not need my second requested song to play, and I just like.
Also,
no,
the ears on the back of your thing reminded me, and I had to look it up because I could not remember the name. From Jujutsu Kaisen, there is a sorcerer who uses Warforged essentially as like a puppet, and it's called Mechamaru, and he has like semi-spoilers, he has like little mini Mechamarus that he like places around and gives to people and uses them as like walkie-talkies and like hearing pieces and things like that.
I know Dippy hasn't watched this show, but I've thought about him multiple times for
You
Nat.
love Jujutsu Kaisen.
I think I think you would like it. It's really cool. Super gritty towards the end, but like just amazing anime. 10 out of 10 recommend.
So, is this what happens when like you make it big and aren't killed in the street by a cop?
Yes,
What?
this is what happens whenever you don't get caught. So.
You become friends with cops, and then that's what happens.
And then Nat just like raises his hand, and you hear a high five sound effect play when he makes a high five motion, but no one reciprocates the high five.
That is the saddest thing I've heard all night, and I just told you how I died.
Well, Sandra said when you make friends with cops, and I do that, and I just like. That is the saddest thing ever, and I just told you how I died. That's wow. Yep. That's just the kind of character Nat is. He's a loner, because he's a robot. It is a loner because it is a robot.
So,
Astra turns and points to Sandra and goes, "Now you are familiar, though."
I maybe. You are also familiar to me. Both of you are.
Way above
She
my
will-
fucking pay grade. Takes another drink.
She will, in your minds, just look at you and communicate and say, "Yes, I am from the Thornson family. I have been disconnected from them for about 3 years. For reasons you will find out. And since I already have 2 drinks in me at this point, or 3, he makes really good martinis. I am a sorcerer. I fully have magic, and feared my family's retribution, or rebuking, so to speak, if they found out of such things. So I've separated myself as to not have them figure it out.
You must be worth a very pretty penny if you're already trying to hide from them, though.
Considering
Well-
they haven't been active in several years, yes.
So, I will say, just for all information above board, they are still active. They do not hunt in Hollowport.
Yes.
Hollowport is looked at like so. I will let you divulge as much information as you want. I will leave it as they are active, but not in Hollowport.
Yes.
And you would know that, Astra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is quite literally the only safe space that I could explore these newfound powers that I've received. And the only place that I could procure items, and she'll like kind of like put her hand up and you'll see the ring of mind shielding that she has. The only way that they wouldn't be able to track me well and productively. And considering what a hub this place is, it is nice to have a community that I can somewhat relate to, even if I have to keep my name very, very quiet. But having the name still has its perks.
Sure.
I can certainly see that. She points to Procyon and goes, when he's a little bit more sober in the morning, you should probably talk to him about hiding a little bit better.
I can help with that right now, actually, if you want.
Oh,
How would
goody.
you help?
And grabs him, and he's probably like 4 drinks in. Or,
Hey.
like, he's already like he's really
Hi.
just
Please don't touch me. Jasper will smack me again.
Me on what?
Wait, who's Astra grabbing?
Oh, I thought you were grabbing Procyon.
I am grabbing Procyon.
Yes. So Procyon looks at you.
I thought she was grabbing Boston for a second, and I was like,
Yeah. So Procyon looks at Astra and goes, "Please don't touch me. Jasper will smack me again."
You want to
Why
see?
would
Hey,
Jasper be smacking you again?
I got it backwards. It was when I touched you, she smacked me.
come here, buddy. You got something on your face. Let me just.
Oh,
come
hey.
here.
Yeah. You have really pretty eyes.
I gently, with my finger slightly glows for a second as I touch his forehead, and use 5 points of healing hands to
Lay on hands.
remove the lay on hands to remove the poison effect.
Just
Okay.
like they're sober.
He-
instantly.
He touches it, and as he pulls his finger out, the intoxication effect swirls around his finger, and he lets it go, and it sprinkles a little bit like the sunrise that Lythander does. Those little beams of light before it disperses.
Okay. I feel like I'm needed for something.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
before any of this happens, you two are needed for something. Come with me. And she'll kind of take you both by like the shoulders of your shirts and drag you up onto the stage and hand you new drinks as our song that I queued up for us will start playing.
I don't sing.
I know for a fact, Boston, that you know this song. Inside and out, even. Microphone. Microphone to you as well, Astra.
And as they sing it to their heart's content.
Points at Jasper and goes, I blame you for all of this.
Yay! I did a thing.
The only thing that Nat would do would be in like a quiet lull. He would play that sound and see who reacted.
Nick immediately.
I was about to say. Sandra would look over as well.
Anyone else reacting?
If we're singing, I don't think we can hear it because we got the
No,
speaker.
I said in a quiet moment, like when another offhanded conversation is happening, like you're just chatting up the whatever.
What was the noise? I didn't hear it. Like person.
Knocking.
Oh, Boston's been nursing one drink. He is not drinking a lot. He's got the one.
So
I hated
not
you
Boston. Sandra, Nick,
No, Boston would have is what I'm saying.
Astra.
Yeah. Yeah, Astra will immediately look. Astra has a passive perception of 26, guys. Like,
Jasper or Procyon? I guess that's in Dadley's hands.
Jasper, yes. Procyon, no.
I look at the people who reacted. I look at the people who reacted, and I like laugh very robotically. Just ha ha. Get pranked, and he like and he does like the rim shot, but it like it dies halfway through the sound effect again. And it's just like, I really need to get this speaker fixed.
Did you just prank us?
Apparently, very heavy motor oil affects Nat's circuits the same way that alcohol does. And on that, we do have to wrap up.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're about to hit an ad break. Is there anything else people wanted before we wrap?
No.
To sing Africa.
I think the ad break will play, and we'll do the outro. I think the ad break will play, but we'll do the outro during the ad break, because, there's nothing else for us to do here,
to Astra and to Sandra, raises a glass to not being caught.
So we'll do 3 minutes of not important stuff, and then we'll do the outro right after, and we'll be
Yep. No, sounds good.
So for those of you who aren't subscribed to the Twitch, see you in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Dog.
And we won't transition. We'll just Poppy.
No, yeah, exactly.
Poppy.
Poppy.
What the dog
I do
would
not
do
want to be on camera, mother.
Well, we have the 3 minutes. Any housekeeping before we wrap the episode? Is there anything any strings left untied?
Gonna take me alive to take me
Away from you.
We're gonna get copyright claimed if we continue to sing this song.
You're allowed to post covers on YouTube.
I know.
What's her
If I
story?
sing it
Looking
bad
at
enough,
Flora.
they can't claim it.
What's her story? Look into Flora. Very confused.
Are you asking Flora herself, or just
No, because Flora's singing Africa.
Nick leans over. Top-ranked assassin. I'm just kidding. She's really good with plans. It's really her whole deal.
So, like,
Again, to be
poison
honest, Nick,
ivy.
if they were a top-rated assassin, you'd be too afraid to be near them.
I can tangle with the best of them verbally.
Forgive me if this correction is incorrect, but weren't you cowering under your bar for a majority of the time that we were in the mansion?
It was a murder cult.
I mean, that is also very fair.
Hey, he survived.
I survived barely. Oh my god. I was magicless
Better
and
than
dead.
Mama.
Some of the other people.
Yeah, a lot of people
Also-
died.
Nat just points to Boston. Dead. Was dead. Also was dead. Also brought back.
Got any bricks around here? I just wanted to show you something real quick.
He goes behind the bar and picks up a brick. He's like, "Yeah, I have this."
Crush.
Oh my god!
Again, I can tangle with you verbally.
I gently and tap his face with the brick dust on it. I bet you can, buddy.
What?
Yeah.
Um.
Okay, get off my yarn.
Oh no!
Not the yard.
The last
Jasper
thing-
and Flora are doing just singing their hearts out to another song. Just okay.
The last thing Nat would do for the night would be because very heavy motor oil affects the circuits the same way alcohol does.
Sure.
He would say to no one in particular, anyone for a go with some of my new buttons and panels.
Uh-oh. Is that a euphemism?
No, I literally have new buttons and panels. And you see, a light source emanate from his fingertips down his arm, across his chest, into his other arm, and light source. And as it passes, you see, rims of, circular buttons, square buttons, panels that look like they pop out, screw holes that are actually really tiny buttons. And, any button that you describe on Nat's body, I will describe what it does.
What
if you
does the
press it.
purple diamond one do?
Do you press it?
Yes.
A little deck of cards pops out from the a little deck of cards pops out from like a spring-loaded contraption in one of his shoulders. He catches it, and he unfurls it, and you see that all of the suits, the dark suits are purple and the light suits are pink.
I love that.
Personal
These are
downtime
very
activity.
pretty.
When we get this job done, I'm gonna just run up to you and just
Like a kid on the elevator, just smash all the buttons.
yeah.
I would advise against that. There is one button among these that is an emergency reset.
On that note,
Would you care to divulge? No.
on that note, we are going to start wrapping the episode. Thank you so much to the lovely players in joining this silly season that we have ahead of us. Tune in, not next week, the week after that, to see the fruits of stakeouts and infiltrating what might be some cult activity. Tune in to Annie Pod on Friday for the Thursday for Moonlit Mist.
Yes.
Run by Boston Jones. Brett's going to do the whole voice the entire episode.
Actually, if you go to my own streams, there's actually something you can do to actually make me do Boston the entire time. But no one's in there to do it. So yeah, that's a thing. Like I do for 5 minutes.
I'm there all the time.
You never do it.
I'm going to do it. You stream while I'm at work a lot of the time, unfortunately.
Just throw me up on your screen and say, "What's wrong with this man?"
So tune in.
Dude,
Tune in.
if you text me and say this will be a clean stream, I will throw it on my classroom. Like,
Most
All
my
of Brett's
streams are
streams
clean.
are clean.
wait, really?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he doesn't swear in his streams.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I just get it all here on ANI.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Good
wow,
to know.
there you go.
yeah.
Unless your kids have 3,000 points for the make Brett say a cuss word, which I
Oh.
doubt any of them do.
No, but now I know what the classroom goal is.
So
You just
tune
have
in
him like as
Thursday-
like a pop out window.
Yep.
So tune in Thursday for Moonlit Mist. Tune in Friday for the Inquisition, where we'll all finally, hopefully, be back together
Yes.
again. Fingers crossed. Maybe, probably, hopefully, thankfully.
Tune
I
in Monday for Dapper D's and Tuesday for Crossroads, where you'll see a lot of these faces once again playing with Dono the DM.
Absolutely. And just... can
Donald
I
Bear,
extend-
actually, but yeah.
Can I extend a warm, not only a welcome, but a thank you to Bright for joining the Anipod channel?
Yes.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you.
going to be
It's
so
been
fun
awesome
playing
having
with you.
Yes.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much for the players for coming tonight. I really appreciate everybody doing this. This has been something I want to do for quite a long time now. Thank you so much to the
Love that
viewers.
you're playing that again. Thank you for running this again.
Yes.
I'm so happy.
Play Astra, like, just dying.
Mm-hmm.
I purposely set that up to be able to bring her back because I enjoy playing her.
I'm glad. And yes, as always, your adventure matters. Stay dapped. Nope. Roll your initiative.
Roll your initiative.
Bye-bye.